Welcome everyone, top of the day. It's 1:30 on the clock, which is the Magician and the Four of Wands of Union. And I have a bunch of reads for you guys today. There's so many important messages. I know you may not be able to sit down and listen to it all at once. I will try to put all the times down for the reads that I have today, but if you're a twin flame, there's very important messages in these reads for you. We're going to roll the die. Go ahead and take your deep breaths on your own if you so choose to. I'm going to start with a small journey of love read that I received. So today's the 28th, so this was the 27th. So this was yesterday, the journey of love, which is a real quick message. And then I have three of my Sirian Starseed deck reads, but this is the only 7-deck read. The first two are abbreviated reads with the mini deck and the numerology deck over here. So there's 3 Sirian Starseed deck reads, so you can choose one of 3 of those, numbers 1, 2, or 3 for your messages. I also have 2 of my 3-deck reads of Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams. There's 2 of those, very significant today. And then this one from the Journey of Love. And I'll show you all the pictures now, and then I will show them also again as I start the reads so that we can divide those in the video. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to hit the bell, but I'm not going to do the deep breaths. I'm going to keep talking as you do the deep breaths on your own. Let's go ahead and roll the die. In love, out fear. For the twin flames, today is the 27th of September, 2022. Okay, we have Venus. Venus came up in the read from this morning, very significantly. So Venus is Taurus and Libra. We have the number 7, which is also the Chariot, which is Cancer, and the month of July, which is Cancer to Leo. We also have the Gemini symbol here, which always reminds me of the library too. I don't know if any of you know about the library too. I know there's a few locations of that, but they had one at my school, and they have one I think in New Jersey as well. But the library too, I don't know why that's coming up. But Gemini, the twins, the Mercury messenger definitely coming up again today. So the Chariot of the messenger, right? The vehicle of infiltration, the actual messenger. I am is coming up as instant messaging versus the I am presence of the instant message from Mercury. And then we have and then Venus. So Venus and Mercury both coming up, which are side by side, of course. And the twins. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the Chariot, again, also is the divine feminine within the masculine ascending. And it is, of course, that bold move, big movement, travel, moving. The twins and communication, big time. And then Venus with love, of course. And Taurus, which is in the North Node, following that very persistent energy of not giving up. And also the Libra energy of balance, which we're in Libra now. So happy birthday, Libras. I'm going to start my astrological reads. If not tonight, I'll start them for sure tomorrow. It's 1:33 on the clock now. The 1 of the Magician, 33 of the Christ vibration, standing up for oneself without getting defensive. And here goes the pictures of all the reads, and then we'll go back as I do each one of them, okay? So let's see where I am. They're a little bit split up here. Okay. So I'm going to show them to you in the order I did them, but I'm not going to give them to you in that order. So pay attention to that. So this is the first one. So this is the first one of 3 of the Sirian Starseed deck reads. And you see it's abbreviated. Here is the Journey of Love message of the day I'm going to give you first. And then we have, and check out my Instagram post too. A lot of good pictures came up. There was a white and dark cat in the street yesterday. The white cat stayed when the traffic came, and the other cat ran away. It was pretty funny. I have some pictures up there, as well as some other pictures that came up. All right, then this is the second abbreviated read. If I can get to stay there. This is the second abbreviated read from the Sirian Starseed deck, the second of 3 you can choose from. And then here is the first 3-deck message of the day. These are all oracle decks, Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams. That's the first one. Here is this 3rd read, the main Sirian Starseed deck of the 7-deck read, which is on the table right now. And then here is the full 7-deck read that you see on the table now. So that's the 3 of 3, if you want to pick that one. And then we have the second message of the day, same 3 decks. Okay, and as we go, I'll show them to you. And that's everything. All right, I want to get right into this. Okay. So the first one again is this Journey of Love read here. Okay, some interesting stuff came up I wasn't expecting from this one, so I want to give it to you first, and then we'll get into the 2 3-deck reads. We'll do those first, and then we'll do the 3 of 3, 1, 2, and 3 of 3. All right. So Journey of Love, this was done yesterday at 12:27 a.m. actually, first thing after midnight, the day before, and the underlying energy was the 67, which is the Knight of Pentacles with the Swan, and the 38, which is the Queen of Cups with the Pearl Threaded. I think I left these two in the order that I did them so that I could show you these cards because it's a pretty short read. Yes, and it was significant too. All right, so the underlying energy was the Swan here. Okay, number 67, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And then the Pearl Threaded, which is the Queen of Cups, 38. Let me just clear this up just a little bit. Okay. And then the 53 of the Legacy of Light. Where'd you go? Okay, it was more cards than I thought. Okay, the Legacy of Light. Okay, this always reminds me of Jesus holding like a sleeping bag, you know, with a little kid out camping or something, but you know, it's about taking care of those who need help. The 53 of the Knight of Swords. And then the Cosmic Butterfly, okay, which is this very much energy of the feminine, the butterfly, transformational energy, the golden Christ energy, and the 36 of Atlas, the weight of the world on your shoulders, or their shoulders. So those were the underlying energies, the loyal, humble servant, the Queen of Cups, Mary Magdalene, connecting the messenger of truth, Christ, divine masculine, legacy of light in transformation. The first card out was the shifting universes. Where did it go? Did I miss that one? Oh, I mixed. All right, the shifting universe here is number 7. That's the Chariot. And then 321 came out, which is number 10. That's the Wheel of Fortune in the vortex there. So the shifting universe with the Chariot, melding between dimensions. The 32 of Journey of Devotion to the Small. In the 3-1 journey of the vortex, that high vibe vortex of destiny, destined to suffer through the light field and the energy of the light, being exposed to intense gamma rays without protection. First in the vortex, learning 0 point, and then the ability to withstand the arrays. And there's that energy of the intense arrays coming down and being in the middle of the bridge with no protection, right? Being very vulnerable to the rays. First in the vortex, learning 0 point, and then the ability to withstand the arrays. Then the 66 of the coming together, that's this Queen of Pentacles. And of course, the Beatles song, Coming Together, right now. And you see this looks like a printing press, but it's like the toroidal field, the blood rushing through the heart. The coming together with the Queen of Pentacles, which is also that GG, 66 of the Golden Gate, of the Rose Heart, and the Taurus of the toroidal field, which the heart is. Everything in our existence is all made up of Tauruses or toroidal fields. The Rose Heart and the Taurus, like the printing presses, the birth canal, pushing out the baby, right, to kind of, it's a trigger, you know, to get their heart started. The 54 of the Page of Swords, and the Earth Angel here. And that's the 54 of the Page of Swords, which is that mercurial energy of the messenger. and the twins, the Page of Swords, Mercurial Earth Angel, the Quicksilver, blanketing the Earth Terra, the Divine Feminine's heart making the preparations, and the 59 of the Temple. And then again, this represents the energy of the message that I received several years ago about the angels meeting at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty to meet the Pleiadian ship coming in with a message. It's the flame of the Liberty. The 59 at the Temple, the war within, as they come together in that Heros Gamos union energy in that card. So the 59 at the Temple at the foot of the Statue of Liberty, which, if you don't, for those of you who don't know, there's an etheric altar from Atlantis above the Statue of Liberty at the flame where the twins return to correct those timelines, giving human rights back to the Divine Feminine and or the correction of the distorted Divine Masculine. Remember, the Statue of Liberty holds a flame but also a book. At 12, and Spirit's connecting with me, right? So again, the energy of the source knowing, as well as the learning energy of the mind, the intellectual. 1238 is the Hanging Man and the 38 of the Queen of Cups. That's very much the energy of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene together. And it was so funny because I had Elena Denon on with Michael Salla, and as soon as I was guided to open a page from Edgar Cayce's book, literally Michael Salla quoted Cayce. It was so cool. And that was at 3333. So I was guided to open a book, and I opened Edgar Cayce's, which one is here? I opened this one, Edgar Cayce on Reincarnation. And I opened that one to page 247. It was the beginning of chapter 16, and the title was Group Karma, the Survivors of Fort Dearborn, which was Chicago in his past life. This is Edgar Cayce talking about their past lives and other people's past lives of the people that he read. So back then in Chicago, there was rough terrain, on guard due to being worried about hostile Indians, the inhabitants, who also worked and played hard in that time. Cayce's former life as a frontier scout in Bainbridge, he was a charmer, or someone who's able to manipulate his way, who bonded with Fran Barlow, who was 17 at the time, and they eloped to settle in there at Fort Dearborn. The tavern was a front for gambling rooms, specializing in bilking the sucker. The fort was burned to the ground by an Indian attack eventually, and they snuck away down a river, but most died of starvation on this river, but had kept his wife, Fran, from dying. They kept her alive, and the raft ended up falling into the hands of friendly Indians and made her way to Virginia, near Virginia Beach, where it started fresh there. In her next life, she began in Virginia, where Cayce was not there until 1925, where the Chicago group had reconvened in this life to work out their group karma. She ended up in New York, as we just talked about the Statue of Liberty, disillusioned and feeling unlucky, etc., in that lifetime at 1250. So that's all that came up regarding that message, but talking about group karma and coming back into a life to correct the karma as a group, and perhaps coming back into a location that you left. At the temple at the Lady Liberty, where 33 then, God speaks. As I just put the cards down. I'm just looking to see where I put them. Because I left on the angel, the light field, but where'd 33 go? I'm trying to figure out where I put down the other three when I went to get the book. Let's see here. Oh, there they are. All right. All right, so the 33 here is then that energy of God reaching out and connecting. This is like that Heros Gamos connection, the 33 of the Christ energy of unity consciousness. After the temple in New York at the Statue of Liberty, coming in with connection at the Temple of Lady Liberty, where 33 God speaks through connection. The 9 of the Heart of God portal here. So 2 God cards came up back to back. That portal energy of the Hermit, which is the one and the all, the collective, and the 9. The Heart of God portal, the C-G connection, the Christ God connection, and the 9 of the one and the all portal. Our temple where God speaks directly, Christ directly to the heart of God, the Hermit. Then 2 cards came up, the 20 of the Sweet Soul Rising and the 2 of Within Nothing There's Everything. These came up together as the ones I needed to count. And you notice there's 2 cards with 20 and 2, so it's all about the Divine Feminine. The Sweethearts here, where God supports the Divine Feminine High Priestess, the 2, and the 2 of the Divine Feminine High Priestess as the mother as well, the womb of the earth. Within nothing there is everything. So the 2, within nothing there's everything. And then this was also coming up as 2202 in the numbers, which reflects this year, 2022. First the Divine Feminine with God's help, and then left in the guardianship of the earth's womb. The Divine Feminines, the daughters of Earth Terra. Coming up as the earth, ear to the nth degree, and then Terra as T-E-H-R-A, as T-E-H, which is the blade, the earth, the ground, the dirt, as well as the water, and so it's coming up as the blade of Ra, the grounded ray, Excalibur, X, road, house, the clown, fall, drop, lessen, and decrease, to call and shout, and then of course I get the song Shout. So Excalibur, then I was being guided to break down again, which I have before, at 102, the Magician and the High Priestess, the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Excalibur, the X shout or loud call. Burr, which equals arrow, bow, arc, or bear, uncovered or discovered, to see, bury, cradle, be, to give, one, to bear and carry. So also Calib came up, C-A-L-I-B-E. So X-Calib and then the R at the end, and that is steel or iron. So X-Steeler, X-Ironer, one who heats things up to flatten them out, one who heats up to bend and bends. The X-Loud with arrow, naked and one, to see, be, and give, to bear and carry. X-Steel or ironworker or weightlifter. Excalibur's truth is they used to be Atlas with bow and arrow, the naked one, to carry the burden and for all the world to see. Not Sagittarius Archer, but Orion, facing the dragon's breath, which is not the dragon, not Draco, it is the dragon's breath within Taurus, where the tail is the Pleiades, the ethers, and the heterocycles with a 5-membered ring, with one at the helm, actually the dragon's tail, and the 7 sisters, the Pleiadians. The Gamma array, which by the way, Gamma in, I think it was Phoenician, looks like a number 7, or actually a boomerang. It's like a 7, but it's the 7 is slightly dipped down. This is the symbol of the initial Phoenician Gamma, G-A-M-A, where Gamma comes from. So there's that 7 of the boomerang Gamma, which is also the 7 of the F, which comes up as, the F is like 2 7s. So it's literally the 7 to 7 of sovereignty. The boomerang of Gamma, G-A-M-A, of the Phoenicians, whatever you project returns back unto you at 114, the Magician and the angels. So there's that energy of the Pleiadians at the tail end coming in to the angels at the Statue of Liberty. So very cool energies there. So here is the first, this is the first the first 3-deck read. All right, so here's the first, sorry, I have other pictures between these here. So this is the, yeah, this is the first one. So again, Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams. That was a big one here. I'm going to bring them up closer so you can see the cards and the details. Okay, the underlying energies on the left, the cards that came out in the middle, and then at the end is a pile that I usually have to count. There's Nature's Whispers, really pretty feminine cards, and then Shaman Dreams is more of a masculine energy. Okay, and I love that they're the 3 decks, like the etheric realms of Metatron, and then Nature's Whispers of the earth, and then the shaman of the inner earth energies. All right, so this one started with at 345, staying alive. I'm getting John Travolta. 345, which is also 3D, 4D, 5D, the Metatron, nature, and shaman. Then the piles that I had to count at the end of each deck were 23, 13, and 6. The 23 of the King of Wands, the 13 of Transition of the Death card, and the 6 of the Lovers, or Love, Family, and Community. The King of Wands transition family or to lovers. The underlying energy of the first deck being creation and 3. The second deck being 47 and laughter. 47 is the synchronicities, or the 7 of cups, having lots of choices. And the 34 is the lay of the land and ancestral wisdom, the energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands, the arrows of love, or just lots of back and forth. At 354, which is the Empress and the 54 of the Page of Swords and the Messenger, the underlying energy is the new dawn with the 10 of high vibe destiny with golden phased arrays, where the collective play to get the lay of the land with creation, abundance, and kids playing and thunder rolling as the little fairies on their horses or their avatars are playing on the clouds, kind of wreaking havoc with the weather, but on purpose. It's our trigger. From 4 to 7, the sweet spot in numbers, right, staying just to the left or the light of the middle, but also the heart to the crown of the 4th to the 7th chakra. The synchronicities in heaven in your eyes, with a perspective here from the top, from the crown. So the new dawn with number 10 in the golden phased arrays, and the new self of the 26th Page of Wands of the pink phased arrays of the womb and compassion. The nature light bulb, which is the sun, the natural light bulb, and the life bulb, which is the womb, whether it's your womb or the womb of the planet. They weave together in high vibe inspiration, the son and the daughter, the hands and the fingers intertwined, the union of the silver cord warriors of light, of flame height, the sword and the stone, the word and the tone, the W origin, word, so literally sword or word is W, and the ORD means word as well. So it's the 2U word, or the origin, the beginning of all, the star 1. The union triggers to 0 point. That's 17 of dreams and conquering your fears with angelic help, crossing the road, as literally yesterday, a white cat who was fearless, but the gray striped cat was afraid and goes back. There's literally 2 cats sitting in the road. Sorry, this was fuzzy. And when I went to take a little video of the 2 cats, a woman drove up and, told them to get out of the street because they were going to get hit. But they were just sitting right in the middle of the street. The white cat was unfazed completely and actually looked like they, kind of chased the gray cat off the street because they were afraid to cross the road. So please check out my Instagram post because there's a message about that too. So the white cat follows them up the hill. And we have a lot about the king of the hill here too. So as I talked about the other day, 16 to 17 to 18 is coming up as that tower of the supernova event. The 16 of the sudden explosion, the 17 of the star that you are, and then the 18 of the 0 point, right? So the explosion and then the suction or vacuum back into 0 point, like you might have seen in the movies at some time. And then, of course, after 18 is the sun. The sudden explosion of the star, our sun is a star, at 0 point, where the 19 equals the sun, as the blue Madonna with Sirius alignment with gifts and holding space says Beetlejuice 3 times, or answers to it 3 times, said. She's serious about getting Beetle and Bella aligned with Andromeda and Pegasus, who share a star, to bring the Southern Cross, where there's supposed to be a nova happening, where the light comes in, and the swan crossed together to meet as the Southern Cross lights up the grid to reach out to reflecting swans. Mother Mary comes to me, let it be, let it be, let it be. At 4:07 to 4:08 then, as Spirit's connecting with me, the 4 to 7 sweet spot with space between. The first card is the 32 of the Tree of Life. From id to ID, I divine. From instant messaging to I am. And that was funny because my son texted me right at that point that there was a lot being asked of him. It was funny. Not that that's funny for him, but it's just the timing of it. The 14 of boundaries, set them daily with nature and love, and auric keys. And notice that auric has AU, which is gold, and gold is G old, God, the ancient one, or your way back to the sun, the little life bulb. The 36 of Atlas and the inner child who carries the weight of the world, and what's weighing on your inner child today. The journey to high vibe womb, heart, daughter, the core of the earth, on the way to the sun. The 35 is the wounded warrior realizing the kundalini to let ego go, or releasing rather the kundalini to let the ego go and light up. The spined sword to the central sun, your direct connect to source without going around. The wake-up call, the mother calling you home for dinner. Listen and take note. Tone, star 1, the sword and the stone. Just say the word. Just say the word. To use initiation, right? Word is to use, W, and initiation, the 2U initiation. The 16 of the explosion of the sudden event and the star 1 of 17 and 18 will follow to the sun, 19. The word star 1, where 1 equals human Jesus and the egg cracked open, and word star is one of the first processors. SIWYG was the processor, what it was called. It showed the line and page breaks in the progression of computers, knowing when to jump and knowing when to turn the page. So there was enlightenment there. 1978, 44 years ago, originally CP/M-80 operating system by Rob Barnaby. So then the word star 1, because 16, 17, 18 are coming up as word, star, and 1. So I put all those words together to get the message from what was coming up here. We already know from word, we have the W's word, or origins, the initiation. So then it was coming up as star 1, STARONE, which arone is an ending for drugs that are antiarrhythmics, or things that stop the heart. Saint or path of stopping the heart. The 2 U's initiation of the path of stopping the heart. Again, shocking the heart in the chakra system. So Araness also came up, which is not experiencing romantic attraction to others without the SS, or safety and security. And Roan, which is a gutter, or on the edge of the roof. Word star 1, the twin origins, path or saint, of funneling water, transmuting rain, not experiencing romantic attraction when you don't feel safe and secure. Word star 1, twins or destination are one. You and your destination are one and the same. Twin, TWIN, the star of the T, the W in, or chakra system of Jesus. DST coming up here is daylight savings times, or in French it means about MI5. It's like Mission Impossible 5, which is change. And also it means CIA in French, and in Portuguese it means STD, daylight savings, DST. So the twins, or DST, Central Intelligence Agency, right? So this is describing it in them in another way. The twins, or in other words, DST, are daylight savings time, the Central Intelligence Agency, or sexually transmitted dis-ease, right, in the sexual exchange, straddling 2 timelines with collective intel and sexually transmitted dis-ease. Jesus is je of I in French and sus. I am gay, I am sister, I am otherwise, I am up. I am shoe, whisper, singing, whistling, whizzing in a rush. I am to know, to taste, to try, to research. I am the breast, the squirrel, and the pig. I on top of, I sun and underneath. I leap, I jump, come on. I am one, his, her, it's there. Attaboy, come on. I am a soft, drawn-out murmur or whispering noise like the breeze or through a crowd. A hush, I to be quiet and silent. And a plant used in drug production. I, the susu, susu of West Africa. I am suspicious. I also raise suspicions or cause people to have suspicions that I am something else. Disbelief. Okay, this is Jesus. So 16, 17, 18, by the way, the 3 add up to 51, which is the King of Swords. 19, 20, 21, which is the completion of the world, adds up to 60, where there's peace, and that's the source Godhead, right? 51 is that step before the ultimate coming together as one. I am 16, 17, 18, number 51, as Jesus Christ. As the 19, 20, 21 equals 60, which is peace. PEA, a PCE, seal. A pod, a monad. A mountain that goes on after death. With the sun comes the wake-up call to the world or completion, that the world is just word with an L added in at the right angle, or the initiation of just the right angle, or longitudinal interruption or interference, which then Max Planck came up. Max Earl Ernest Ludwig Planck, who was born 4/23, 1858. He was a German who passed away 10/4, message received, 1947. Well, there's that 47 of the sweet spot again, of the heart to the crown, which is also the 7 of cups of the synchronicities. Planck's law is the prediction of spectral distribution of thermal radiation from a closed furnace. So again, a sealed situation, also called black body radiation. We all emit electromagnetic radiation. Elementary quantum of action equals lowercase h. C here equals the speed of light. Capital B, which I always translate as 13, or the transition, the death card, comes up here. Capital B, lowercase v, equals spectral radiance of a body. So again, the phased array that come from the womb to receive the sun's rays, like the fingers intertwining, like weaving the fingers together, like weaving the kundalini together. At 4, 5, 6, pick up sticks. The 4 of the Emperor and the 56 of the 2 of Swords, of being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear, right? It's 2 of Swords for me is peace of mind, right? Not making a decision or deciding not to know so that you can keep peace of mind. Where then when it becomes reversed, it means that you've received clarity or information or a decision's been made, but it's in the beginning of the cycle. So it's a big step, right? To go forward to the 3 of Swords, which then can cause pain. So here's the wake-up call, which equals 11, the alignment of 2, 11/2, the alignment of 2 before they dance. The 2 ones in alignment before they dance and become the 8, and this is an 8th that they each turn. Instead of turning a quarter, which would make the block the same or perpendicular, it's just the 8th turn each, which makes it the dance of the crazy 8s, the X. Like the fire drill of cells splitting, they get organized first before leaving the building. All of the ancestors are being called home from inner earth, all being called to heal the south root pole, to flower the crown, as the fairy kids and their avatars or avatars, there's a plug to my little great niece, are trampling the clouds to cause havoc on purpose, a trigger point to flower the world. At 5 p.m., which is the Hierophant and double zeros, source energies backing up the 5 of freedom, change, and expansion. Also the middle point number. The 34 of the energetic exchange back and forth, the journey to the center of the earth. The heart, the womb, the daughter, do suddenly explode or epiphanize. Again, the closed circuit that causes the supernova for the star to explode, which is you, twins, epiphanizing. The hermit takes action, running with the big bird and their shadow, the movement needed for chariots of fire and ice, of one and all, one for all and all for one. So again, the numbers 14 and 41 and the reflection of those, of the 14 of the angelic temperance card and that higher love, and the 41 of the Holy Grail, the Ace of Cups, of new love, spiritual love, and self-love. But the all is all, there's a translation here too, because the all, A-L-L, is also A-W-L, where all, A-L-L, equals the human A reaching out to align in the 11, or the A-W-L, which is the human to W, to quantum leap at just the right angle. 2 points that connect. The all, by the way, A-W-L, makes holes in things. 14 whole and whole 41. The angelic whole, right, H-O-L-E, and the whole, W-H-O-L-E, Holy Grail. The hole at the Y in the road with God's rail. The quantum leap of twin flame push and pull. The hole is empty, but the hole with a W is full. The all and all, A-W-L, and how you see, or the letter C of the Whispering Bench, it, which was also coming up as the picture of it. So again, it's all about your perspective, whether it's the all or the all, whether it's the how or the how, like putting your hand up like an Indian chief, or you see the Christ consciousness or Whispering Bench, it, or cousin it. It's all about how you see it. The 40 of the Page of Cups and birthing new heart in evolution. Evolution is the ebb of the house home, the dynasty, the age or generation, the fire. The stem connection, where your generation stems from. The Page of Cups, the innocent, sweet heart. The journey of angels with maps to the wounded warrior's release, to align and hear the call, to energetic exchange, which is part of the Rolling Stone, the EW3M, with Hermit and Page of Cups, the Lonely Hearts Club. The Page of Cups gets their wish of meet and greeting at sunrise with family at 5:15, of change, freedom and expansion, and the 15 of the shadow side. There are 23 cards here that came up with the King of Wands, the Man of Passion, at the void, the Vo ID, the 30 of the Om symbol, and the crown above it, with support of the arc upside down, the 48 of going within, and the 50 of signs from spirit, family spirit with love, the 18 of Mother Earth for grounding support here, at 0 point, Metatron's cube, the ice cube, which then I gave Teddy an ice cube to chew on because he was kind of whining to get my attention. The 31 of transition of light and dark, the 5 of communication, to speak and be heard, with mouthpiece, but peace, P-E-A-C-E, the seal of the P, the pea pod, the monad, the 4 of letting go in the fall, time to release, and the 8 of leadership dance, of answering the call of the 54 Page of Swords, Mercury, the messenger of magic, and the 16 of that gold, the sudden explosion of gold, God old, the ancient one, where the womb heart suddenly lights up, the womb heart being the Holy Grail, suddenly lights up to gold, the old God, the ancient one, and the 52 of Big Bird, Queen of Swords, with womb and golden wings, the 47 of the Sweet Spot and the heart to the crown, the synchronicities and the options, the heaven in your eyes, the heart to crown blessings of thanksgiving every day, with water, chariot of emotional well-being, and double diamond twins untying the electromagnetic knots, and knots landing or getting grounded. The 46 of authentic children, who are you today? The King of Wands is off balance and needs your help. The 12 of Akashic records of wisdom, and opening to a page, a little one, which also the P and the age, or the father's energy is page. And the page of cups often comes up as the emperor's inner child. The little one, the 15 of clarity of the shadow, to shower with diamond light. The 2 of the divine feminine high priestess, to review in the purple moon, on time out. The 24 of the Queen of Wands, to stretch and release in a lunge. The 19 of the fire dragon's breath, the ether of sun. Remember to breathe in deeply to change the energy in your body from air to ether, to put a fire in your belly. Of the King of Swords, of 51, purity and innocence, to get some of his ego out. The 20 of the Judgment card, of hearing the call of the dodeca, which is the 12-sided hedron. The dodeca is mirroring you here in this card, all pent up with pentacle, and the 44 of the beacon, to be lighter, the flame's height, to shine on. The waves to the mountain hit the mountain to trigger it, to light it up. The 44 plus 44 equals one heart. The pinwheel that I showed you the other day of the 2 fours coming together at their heads makes the swastika, or the pinwheel of the heart, along with the star and the 2 twins on either side of the star, as the star in the middle is where they come together, or the hourglass that is part of the infinity symbol. But the 2 halves that are not shown with the hourglass are the 2 halves of the moon, or when the moon splits, when the daughter gets her independence. And you see how that all comes together. The flowering together of the pinwheel, which then becomes a flower if you add more petals. The 4x4 is the 16 of the tower, going from the 16, 17 to the 18. The 1 of the 44 to the 1/8 of the 0-point field. And this was coming up as the densities, right? You know how we talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 being 3D, 4D, 5D. So they were showing me here that the 1, 2, 3 dimensions were coming up as the 3rd density of the 6, which is the lovers, the basic 3D lover here of family, love, and community. And then the 4, 5, 6 of the 4D, 5D 6th dimension is the 4th density of the 15 in the shadow side, right, going through purgatory. Then the 7, 8, 9 of the 7, 8, 9 dimensions, which we can flip back and forth through all of these dimensions whenever we want, right? But the 7, 8, 9 dimensions are being called here the 5th density, which we're not there yet, right? We're not even barely into the 4th density, which lasts a long time. So the 5th density is the 7, 8, 9 dimension naturally, and then which adds up to 24, which is the Queen of Wands, and Omega, which is also considered the enlightenment. Okay, so that's why we talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. But if we go to above that enlightenment, we get to the 10, 11, 12, which is the 33 of the Christ vibration in the 6th density. And remember, the 6th density is that instant manifestation, right, in your world. Right, we're not there yet either, right? So in 6th density, everyone has instant manifestation because you've gotten to such a high level that you can trust yourself with instant manifestation, because that's a big responsibility. It's 2:14 on the clock right now, by the way, Valentine's Day. So Christ is coming up as that 10, 11, 12 dimension in the 6th density, and then 13, 14, 15 as the God triad comes up as the 7th density, which is then disappears from the 3D view. You no longer can see them. The 13, which comes up in Ascension Glossary as the mother head, the 14 as the golden flame, that Christ flame, between the mother head and the father head, which is 15, or the death or transition, and then the devil or the shadow, with the 14 of the angelic realms between, and the 7th density, which we can't see from here. which adds up to 42 of the Two of Cups, the polarity, where they can actually come together, where everyone sticks. And then the ultimate, which is the 8 of the 16, 17, 18, of the 8th density in 16, 17, 18 dimensions, adds up to the 51, which is like that step. So the 6th dimensity is that Christ consciousness, but literally 51 is coming up as Christ, or the divine masculine, that Son of God, just a step below the angelic realms of the innocent of the King of Swords. The innocence and purity of the King of Swords is that step just below the Godhead, which no one will ever reach because that's source, which is everything. So that comes up as then 19, 20, 21, which is the 9th density, or the 19th, 20th, and 21st dimensions, which equals 60, which is peace. So it's kind of cool the way that adds up. And if you notice, they all add up to numbers that are sixes, not divisions of 6, but sixes, like 6 and then 15 adds up to 6, 24 adds up to 6, 33 adds up to 6, 42, 51, and 60, etc. So in numerology, they're all considered sixes. And here I was just drawing a rough sketch of, again, of the star of the twins that I showed you before, but then with the pinwheel coming in between, and you see how it makes the crazy 8 dance, as well as the 2 moons, the halves of the moons that come together. This is the shared space between them, which creates the supernova. And then again, the rolling stone of the 3 and the E and the M and the W, how they all work as one here. And this is the pillar, the vertical pillar, and then the horizon line, okay? So the underlying energy next at 624, which again is that omega energy, skipping the 15, actually, from the 3D to the 5D, from 6 to 24, without purgatory, the underlying energy is the 17 of the star in infinite blessings, the 31 of being spontaneous to reach out and touch someone, the 18 of the purple moon in 0 point with new experiences and possibilities, that you are the bouquet of flowers. You are all of those different colors and shapes and sizes and beauty. The 19 of the sun, to shift your energy from you to the weight of the world. As you are the weight of the world, you have all sorts of bugs all over you, just like Mother Earth has us all over her. As the ship, you are the ship. The 2 of the divine feminine, illumination, showing the daughter butterfly how to get to the purple moon, how to transform to 0 point field. With the 8 of the breakthrough, of the dance with an open heart, transformation to the turbulent ocean waves, or the turbulent deep emotions. As the little fairies, the boys are causing mischief in the clouds with their avatar buddies or avatar buddies, the jokesters playing tricks with laughter and sending signs and synchronicities, and thunder rolls. And Thunder Road, as I actually posted my picture with Bruce Springsteen yesterday, or the day before, on my Instagram, which is funny. It's a really bad picture of me, by the way. But Thunder Road coming up here, and this came up after I had posted that picture. And she is his avatar, his chariot, the wind beneath his wings. Mothers and daughters or sisters, fathers and sons or brothers, teaching the way of spontaneity and laughter. After the star comes chaos of 0 point to the sun, the divine feminine dance of synchronicities and laughter. At 632, the journey of the lovers and love, family, and community, and then the card 6 came up with the big picture of healing the root to flower the crown, while mischievous laughter is going on above, and ancestors are leaping in to support you from within the inner earth. The 23 is the King of Wands, that you are worth it, the vision that you have for yourself, and your ship that's coming in. The 40 of the Page of Cups, that innocent love, showing you support, the sweetheart of flowers and birds and little fairies and avatars. The Page of Cups and the Hermit, painting the perfect setting for the 12 to hang out and expand as 2 mountains coming together. So here, no, it's not Mohammed in the mountain, but two mountains coming together in hand fasting, right? Two mountains that don't bend easily, right? Because the mountain might take many, many thousands of years to bend. The grounding of the divine feminine before she disappears as 4 plus 4 balloons exchange ships. The good ship Lollipop. And that's interesting, right? Because the Pleiadian ship's supposed to come to the Statue of Liberty. The 4 plus 4 balloons exchange ships, and there's an etheric altar there. The good ship Lollipop, which is LOL, lip op, an op for the lips. The Hermit and the King of Wands hanging out together. 13 cards with transition of little chariot girl creating ripples with the ancients standing by, amping up positive emotions in a wake-up call to higher ground. The 41 of the Ace of Cups and the Holy Grail to be in service to the little ones. The Octopus teacher, remember Octopus is October Opus, the life's work of October, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune and Destiny. The teacher, Octopus teacher to the Seahorse, Pegasus with seaweed or emotional high, an ocean reef, coral reef or corralling with the horses. The 24 of the Queen of Wands, which is also can be very much horse Saggy type of energy, to be your best self always. Andromeda, she's a lot of drama, as Pegasus, Andromeda on Pegasus for a ride, now that he's all grown up. The 36 of the 10 of Wands of intuition and the Atlas energy of the Twin Towers you and I connection, and also the Intuit people towards the North Pole connection, with the flower cap on. Synchronized swimming or emoting like Esther Williams, using middle names, the middle of the road, as the 38 Queen of Cups, with acceptance of love, vines around the trunk of the tree while coming together because love matters. As the bird of flight or flight comes in, another ship sails, as I actually had to pick up my daughter from the airport yesterday. 38, 43, 46 came up all in a row, which is my soul number, my son's soul number, and my daughter's soul number. So it was literally the mother, son, and the daughter. As the Queen of Cups accepts, the son realizes love matters, and he needs water or emotion to survive, and the daughter's showing gratitude for the unicorn and high vibe frequency in which they live. The 22 of the leap of faith to cross on the tightrope, again the chicken crossing the road. The leap of faith to cross on a tightrope with invisible net and butterfly wings. The 3 of the mother, the Empress, the abundance to celebrate their abundant differences, of unicorns and dolphins, of mother and pet, or daughter and brother, or vice versa. The 39 of the Knight of Cups with a clear endeavor to enjoy the winter and not in order to end their emotional attachment endeavor to spring. Going to enjoy the winter. The 33, and by the way, Dan Winter's coming up again too. He's a physicist who comes on with Elena Denon a lot if you want to check him out. It's a bit over my head, so I usually have to spend some time assessing the information after I watch, but I've learned a lot from him. So 33 of the Christ vibration, of standing up for yourself without getting triggered, to be gentle with yourself and stand up for yourself, and then pause at the tree for safety and security. The little fairy growing up, beginning to understand the leafing part of the tree, right, when it sloughs away. At 6:49, the Lovers and the 9 of Cups of getting your wish. I took a break right there to get showered, and then at 7:26 was the third deck, the 7 and the 26 of the Chariot and the Page of Wands. The underlying energy of the first two cards, which were the 3 and the 4, which is 314 Pi, which is also my daughter's birthday, which I had to pick up last night. It was so weird how it's all coming together. The 314 and benefactors of grace and generosity in the mushroom, enjoying the show. The 14 of the patient angel and that higher love, right? Taking one step at a time off that beaten path, weaving back and forth, just like Teddy does when I'm out on my run, as he is a sheep herder. So he's always weaving back and forth and nipping at your ankles, right? To get them going. He's triggering the sheep to herd to come together. The drifter, experiencing life as it comes. And the drifters coming up as B. The benefactors is coming up as B, Dr. Ifter. Without the sweaty chakra system. The wounded warrior 35, losing their way, getting back to integrity at the 11th hour. 11 to 11 here, but I was like, now I'm getting 11 toll, or aligning to Christ at midnight, or one reaches out to dance. 43 of coming together in the overflow of overwhelm and plenty. One is underwhelmed and one is overwhelmed with the 16 of sudden events or some sudden emptiness and the need to fill it. The sudden truth comes pouring in like an epiphany with the 55 of the truth and Excalibur of the Ace of Swords. The farther gate of double gates and double suns, or gated community in the mountains. A bold step forward with the 52 Queen of Swords straddling worlds and the 50 of the 10 of Cups emotional family, the spirit of the river, and the movement towards adventure and emotional fulfillment here. With the 58 of the 4 of Swords, the 5D connection, or resting with family, smashing particles to see who they magnetize back to. So it's like breaking something to see where all the parts come back together, right? Do they go back to where they originated from, or do they switch and play do-si-do there? A changing and charging of the guards, so to speak, with eyes closed, ego sublimation. There's no need to see your reflection. Feel the rainbow. The 57 of the 3 of Swords and the unmarked trail of revelations through the maze and under extreme pressure or getting screwed is the 23 of the King of Wands and the wheel now turning in his favor of luck and right timing of 11 to 11 with 38 Queen of Cups, Mary Magdalene, and the many masks of authenticity, and the 10 of destiny to dive deep into a task with the 4 of the Emperor, and there's 10-4 right there, message received, the caterpillar or urgent cat pillar with unraveling opportunity, as the cats were in the road yesterday, for the cat and Page of Cups mouse game. Now it's quarter before midnight, or 11:44 to 45, which is actually the exact time of my birth, and it didn't plan it that way. It's just the way it came up. The time was coming from the clock on the card. It had nothing to do with regular clocks. It's just the clock on the card, and it's literally set between 44 and 45. So the cat and mouse game coming up here. Now it's quarter before midnight, or 11:44 to 45. 4 and 40, which I talked about before, the Emperor and the Page of Cups, his inner sweet innocent child, as source supports social work. The Emperor and the Page of Cups inner child perhaps missed her birthday for the 7th or 8th time in energetic exchange as King of the Hill with Lay of the Land, the little boy Emperor who's about to dive right in, or overcome his fear of heights or deep waters, or crop circles perhaps. At 19, the sun is the falling angel out of the sky, SKY, or Sophia's energy at 0 point field. And 18, eyes of the eagle, oracle, rising above the fray, watching the King of the Hill take the leap to fall, as the eagles on their perch, from 19th to 18th, at 62, the 8 of Swords, and Will-o'-the-Wisp. The imprisonment or release, with treasures hidden in the shadows either way, of the 46 of the little girl, the root girl, the disowned part of themselves. As the King of the Hill leaps, the eagle eye gets nervous about connecting with hurts, the part of you without growth, or growth stunted between the inner children, feeling imprisoned and not being allowed to rescue them as they fall off the mountain, closing the door for change and freedom, inspired solely by the flame heart home and compassion. The little girl, afraid to leave home and not be able to return, completely independent this time at 7:57, the Chariot and the Three of Swords, as 6 cards came up then of the Lovers and the 61 of the Whale's Song, resonating with the deep blues, and the 53 of the Knight of Swords, Stranger, who's curious to dive into that deep blue, and the 54 of the Page of Swords, and the Shift Year to the 3rd square, and the 9 of the Hermit, Balancing Act, testing the air as he tests the waters at 8:08. The Crazy Eights dance with space between. The 42 of the Two of Cups, Netcaster, and the Two of Cups as preparations come to fruition, with the 60 of Peace of the Godhead and the Watchers of 19, 20, and 21. The Taion, the Tiger Lioness, Totem Pole, in peace in the desert crop circles, surviving the fall. The 25 of the Garden of Venus and the Knight of Wands for rest and renewal, taking a risk to be knight in shining armor, with Hermit in Two of Cups, finding peace in the desert and the garden. At 8:13, the Dance of Transition with the Tiger and Lioness in the Secret Garden, and there's the Bruce Springsteen coming up again, of inspiration. The journey to leap back and forth, healing each other's roots and falls, calling to come together, to hang out and expand, to complete the old cycle and close the door for good, and build a heart home of compassion together as one flame. At 8:16, the Dance of the Tower. All right, that was the first one. So here is the second one. Okay, so again, I showed this to you already. This is number 2 of the 3-deck reads, 2 of 2. And again, I will put the times of these. This was from this morning, and this one's just as profound as that one. So very, very cool. All right, so today, this one was at 10:24 to 26. The 24 of the Queen of Wands, 25 of the Knight of Wands, 26 of the Page of Wands, and the Destiny of the 3. That could be a mother and their children. So today, which is the 27th, which is the Ace of Wands, and the day adds up to 42/6 today, which is the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups and the Flame, the Passion, the 3rd flame. So Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman, the 3 piles added up to 3, 7, and 3. The 3rd pile was 3, broken up into 2 and 1. The Empress, Chariot, Abundance of High Priestess and Magician, or Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. The Empress, or Abundant Healing of the Other. The 3-2-1 Jump. And or the King of Cups, abundant with the Empress and or coming together with daughter and son. The Earth Empress, or abundant travel to self, i.e. your children, your soulmate, your twin flame. The 3-2-1 Leap of Faith. At 10:31, the destiny of the chaos of the sun, the groups coming together, and the chaos they bring, or the play, the pursuit of happiness, and the underlying energy of the 42, the Two of Cups, going with the flow, and the 41 to be in service, with the 52 straddling worlds of the Queen of Swords. 2 going with the flow on the whispering bench, teaching and feeding the little one, and or those in need of help, with self-love, spiritual love, new love, each other's love, as the Queen of Swords wanders between realms, offering love to them, connecting with the Holy Grail and the Queen of Swords here. Remember, the Holy Grail is the hole at the Y in the road, so the little tunnel, the vortex of the push and pull, twin flame, quantum energy of the Grail, which is God's rail, the tunneling, and then the vortex. The Queen of Swords, connected with that. The one of the 55 Shaman of the red root with the truth, and the Ace of Swords Excalibur offering the peace treaty with his peace pipe, with the truth and thanksgiving every day to the Star of 17, the dream, the healer, or the healing, conquering of fears, seeing angel help others and wanting to help too. The Two of Cups connecting for truth of dreams, for dreams to come true, and the 29 to be present to the blue Madonna, holding space with gifts and serious alignment, with Beetle and Bella, or B and B, two transitioning in the dance of the crazy eights, answering the call to lead the way, with flame in hand, ring and keys in the other, on the spiral stairway to heaven on earth, the 54 Page of Swords of Mercury and Lilac, higher realms and magic, and the purple moon 0-point field, with a message to bring. And then 3 cards, which was coming up as Earth, Terra, Empress, like Empress and entrance at the same time, so maybe she's making an entrance. I'm getting stage left and stage right, so center stage, they corrected me. The abundance of the Empress apparently is making an appearance of Earth, Terra, Empress, abundance. And at 10:42, the destiny of the Two of Cups coming together, connecting. The 16 then of the woodpecker, who then started woodpecking at my house. This little guy, he's so stubborn. It's the littlest ones, like the little dogs, they're the most ornery. Same thing with these woodpeckers. The big ones, if I tell them to go away, they usually leave by the second time at least. This little one keeps coming back when the crowd leaves. It's so funny. They definitely have follow through. So again, the energy of leaving breadcrumbs and or the sine wave behind. The woodpecker is the little one, who's very pretty here. The King of Cups is coming back to the left front corner. There was so much action this morning of the birds just doing their thing. I was seeing woodpeckers and robins and crows and even a bunch of magpies, I think, which I don't normally see, in a big weird tree next door. And my little birdie that I did healing on keeps coming back to show me they're okay. They just sit on the fence and watch me, and I sang to him again, I believe I can fly this morning in the backyard. He's so cute. The little birdie sat on my shared fence with my neighbor this morning, and then when Teddy ended up running really fast that way, he finally left, but he sat there the whole time just watching me on the deck. The 16 at 10:47 then is the destiny of 47, again the sweet spot of the heart to the crown. And the sudden cup of gold, the Holy Grail, inspiring light upward in the crazy eights dance. The sudden love of the 37 of the King of Cups, needing to detach from drama at sunrise, which is coming up as AM, as I am, whereas moonrise is PM, after I am. Sudden love reflecting, as above so below, the Holy Grail, said 2 different ways, around the King of Cups to wake them up. Sudden events, epiphanies, sexual exchange, and reflecting willows on the horizon line, seeing heaven and earth, and bridging to the middle path, which is the high road, between the ground and 0 point, the yellow brick road lined with gold, the ancient one, and unconditional love. Or Scorpio may be sad and needing some love and compassion, the easy pass connection at 10:54, destined to a message, or to the twins. The 16 of the Tower to get the King of Cups to bring their truth as thanksgiving every day. To star and conquer fears, as the white cat in the middle of the road, unafraid of the cars, and the striped cat in fear running back to the sidewalk or the lawn. From 16 to 17 through the blue Madonna, the sad King of Cups, or sad sack here, must take the leap of 1, 2, 3, jump, Jimmy jump jump, which is what my mother used to call my brother all the time. 1, 2, 3, jump, Jimmy jump jump, Beetlejuice, 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 via 54, the Mercury I am, the instant messenger, to the 18 of the 0 point purple moon, the sine wave up the spine to the crown of 1,000 suns of enlightenment, lighting up the crown. Remember, light is flame's height, and the kundalini rising from the shaman root to the crowning moment, again and again and again. And again, this is the bird, falling and rising again. Every time you fall, keep rising until 3 strikes of lightning and you're out. O-U-T. The human Holy Grail, or the vortex tunneling, in time out. The hole at the Y in the road, God's rail, like the vacuum sealed I am, the instant messaging, just like the tubes that vacuum the labs up and down in the hospital. The capital I you notice, is capped on both ends, as opposed to the lowercase I with the third I as the dot at the top. The capital I is capped on both ends, having gone through both extremes of the ground and the I am, of being grounded and being ungrounded, and the V of Croatian, so Croatia is coming up here, the V of creation between them, the two I am presences, which is the capital M of co-creation, not just with the chakra system of the lowercase I, right? The lowercase I is the chakra system, and the third I is the dot at the top, but the I am presence and gifts, no longer needing to shock the system, the ray, the sun, as the system. System is SY STEM, which came up as, what was the word that came up for STEM? But I defined that for you earlier. SY STEM, which equals the S of Sophia and the sine wave, her sine wave of the Kundalini waving back and forth as they cross over each other, climbing up the spine. And then the Y, the jump off point, was the dot or the third eye, but now becomes the sealed system of the capital I. Sophia's sine wave or weaving of the Kundalini rising into the Y in the road, the 0 point field of 1000 suns, 1000 suns, the womb, heart, holy grail combined in 1-to-1 instant messaging or manifestation. The 1000 is the 1, which the 1 is 2 points arcing together, the leap to each other, with 000, 3 word, right? Word. The 1, right? 3 words of 000, the leap to each other of the 1, and then the triple zeros of 3 words, Jiminy Cricket and Beetle and Bella in the JCB connection here, where JC, of course, is JC, but it's also the whispering bench transition of the weight of the world on Beetle and Bella, because they're Orion's shoulders. They're carrying the weight of the world of the twins, which are above Orion. Beetle and Bella are the shoulders carrying the weight to and through Andromeda and Pegasus, who share a star. To the Southern Cross Nova, to the other side of the tracks where the twin swans are reflecting, with the Pleiades at the tail of the dragon's breath, lighting up a fire to keep them going until full transition and leap of faith. 1 equals Mercury or Gemini twins on the path of Virgo purification through Orion, the shoulders of the weight carrying the weight of the world, via Atlas world, but without a map, through Andromeda or Dad and her, and PE gaseous or Pegasus with him, to cause a supernova experience, right? Her drama and father, his physical education or extra dimensional, and being gaseous, of course, with him to cause a supernova experience between them, where when all the dust or ashes to ashes settle, which ashes are light, bright light in Pleiadian, where all the dust settles, all is night or right and left with the world. The 1000 is the 2 points connected in an arc. The triple zeros is the 2 points connecting in a field of possibilities with tremendous source support of word, and more word. 2 U's, initiation, with 3 small tones. Glad it's nights in the pips, where pips is pi, PS, of half and half, part milk, part cream on top, but they blend very well together, and ultimately don't separate anymore. 3 blind mice, word, I love you. Exclamation point reversed as the lowercase I, and then the third symbol of the dot in the middle with a teardrop above it and a teardrop below it, right? The two extremes and then the middle. I love you, which is I, the enclosed system of the chakra system, the I am, and the right angle of L, of the right angle of the human O, of the V creation, the right angle of the human creation, and the E, which is 1 equal and congruent to YOU, the Y of the 0 point field, to a choice being made, the path of the human holy grail, O and U, the path of no return and return, return, keep spiraling or shifting over and over and over again. At 11:22 of Justice and the Fool's Journey, with an open heart and a leap of faith, as the 11 align to then go into the Crazy Eights dance as the X, which is the hourglass, the shared space between the two, where the infinity caps that aren't included in the hourglass is the two halves of the moon, or pi, coming together in the normal human. The underlying energy of the 19 of the sun, and shifting your energy to the sun, reaching out for the little one, the 31, to be spontaneous across the orange moon, or perhaps that's Ganymede, or Jupiter's daughter. And this was coming up from the universeofparticles.com. The rogue planet that once roamed our solar system appears to have been a stray child of Jupiter, per Greek legend, or Venus. Born from a storm and able to throw punches like her father, she caused all sorts of trouble, as I'm getting major connection there. Beneath her brilliant exterior hides a wild child with a mind of her own. Again, this can be representing the divine feminine as well. Venus is rotating very slowly, which is opposite of all the other planets. The big planets with thick atmospheres spin faster than the smaller rocky planets, but Venus is hardly spinning at all. She's slowing down as if she's being slowed down by the sun on purpose and ordered to spin the other way, like a newcomer to the solar system, still trying to learn the rules of the game. But most telling of all is what she's hiding under her thick atmosphere. There are scars all over her surface, as if she's been in fights with several other planets. It appears that we found our culprit. Venus was the rogue planet that caused so much damage to our solar system, and she really is the daughter of Jupiter, as Greek mythology has it. And then for some reason I looked at the sidebar, and I was guided to go into another section called electron-positron pair production, which said, gamma ray photons are known to spontaneously produce electron-positron pairs when in close proximity of mass. Oh, that's so funny. Alexis is answering me in my daughter's room. Positron pairs when in close proximity of massive atomic nuclei at 11:38 to 39, which is the alignment of the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. At the exact moment that a gamma ray disappears, as I talked about, right, the density of disappearing in the 7th density, an electron-positron pair appears. When inside strong electric fields of massive atomic nuclei, the electron is configuration of 1 positive quantum and 2 negative quanta. A positron has exactly the same mass as the electron, but with a positive charge. It therefore must consist of 1 negative quantum and 2 positive quanta. So together they become 3 positives and 3 negative quanta, spontaneously appearing from the gamma ray photon. A photon is therefore constituted of 3 positives and 3 negatives, quantas. In a 6 charge, it's called a 6 charge quanta in the closed state, right, a sealed state, or a vacuum. The proton, the numbers that came up in the chart here, and I wanted to bring you these numbers because I see 4-digit numbers all the time, but I don't know what their significance is. And here were some random ones that came up here, so they may be important to numbers that you see sometimes. The proton definition comes up here as 2177 charged quanta in the open state, so not sealed, which consists of 1089 and 1088. 1089 being the positive and 88 being the negative. The neutron has 2180 charged quanta in an open state, divided into 1090 and 1090, both positive and negative. The neutrino is one neutral quantum in a closed state, like the pair is in a closed state. Note the two particles made of quanta in closed state both move at the speed of light. We can conclude that photons can be transformed into inertial matter through physical manipulations. When sufficiently stressed, gamma rays pop like popcorn in a microwave oven. They undergo a transformation from photon to electron and a positron. Conversely, an electron that meets a positron will spontaneously annihilate into a gamma ray photon. Nothing actually disappears. The pair is not turned into pure energy, merely popped back into a photon. At 1150, which is the alignment of emotional fulfillment and the happy family. So how cool was that information just coming up out of nowhere? So you can check that website out if you'd like. It was a great way of learning this kind of stuff. At 1150, again, alignment of justice, truth, and balance, and the 50 of emotional happiness and family. So we have here the number 19 and the 31 card, which is the orange sphere, the sun and the orange sphere, or Venus, spontaneously reach out to each other and shift spontaneously. The 12 again of the sun, or Jesus, the hangman, out in expansion in a hand fasting between the mountains, with 4 flying balloons and ships, leaving and 4 coming, or the changing of the guard at Ganymede. And that's where the Confederation ship is hanging out, the very high vibe Confederation, who came in as the arcs popped up from below and got activated. So again, I've always gotten the arcs as like the third plug on the outlet in order to ground the ships to be able to come in. And I still don't know how many arcs are at the bottom of the oceans or underground, but I think there's at least 50 of them. I think I read that somewhere. But the 4 ships leaving and coming is coming up as the changing of the guard, and of course that relates to the queen as well. But at Ganymede, so the changing of the Confederation ship, and Ganymede is a moon of Jupiter, which then references Jupiter's moon, the daughter of Jupiter, and or Venus, as the King of Wands, 23, that you are worth it. His perspective as the simple beauty as his, there's ships coming into the shore, this mountainous cove in the Valley of Rainbows. And then I looked up Valley of Rainbows, and it came up as a .org, making dreams coming true, supporting young men to be stronger leaders and make wise choices. It's also a book by Rhonda Vincent and a song by Altaria, and the lyrics I'm going to tell you in a minute. It's also in Oahu, Hawaii, and South Africa, a fly fishing estate, as well as when I put it in, it came up in Everest as well. And Waianae, which I'm not sure what that is, but that came up as well in the search. So what came up is the lyrics from the Rainbow, the Valley of Rainbows. This is what this came up from. So the song Valley of Rainbow came up as Fallen Angel, and it's kind of hard rock. Fallen angel, out of danger, give me a sign. When the holy nation finds the ancient wisdom and the eternal peace of mind. Night after night, it's all the same, fear returning again from yesterday. Like a stranger, I'll roam the streets alone, waiting for justice where heads will roll. Manipulation of lies, annihilation, somehow in the face of mankind. And I'm getting annihilation came up twice today, and I never say that word. And Anne was coming up in annihilation, so the queen's daughter is coming up here. So, manipulation of lies, annihilation, and somehow in the face of mankind. I feel the sun in my eyes, pulling my head high 'cause I got so far, when all injustice is torn apart. Fallen angel out of danger, give me a sign, when the holy nation finds the ancient wisdom and eternal peace of mind, in the valley of rainbows, in the valley of rainbows. Day after day I look for the truth, reasons for hatred and wasted youth. Like a gambler I'm walking off in nights. Time has come for me to make things right, forever and reaching for the sky. Never say never, leave the body, preachers, behind. I feel the sun in my eyes, pulling my head high, 'cause I got so far, when all injustice is torn apart. Fallen angel out of danger, give me a sign, when the holy nation finds the ancient wisdom and eternal peace of mind. Fallen angel out of danger, kill all on the run, when the holy nation finds the wisdom, tell me I'm the wanted one, in the valley of rainbows, in the valley of rainbows. Waiting for justice where heads will roll. Manipulation of lies, annihilation, somehow in the face of mankind. All right, so I did that verse already. So, fallen angel out of danger, kill him on the run. When the holy nation finds the ancient wisdom, tell me I'm the wanted one. And it just repeats the chorus a couple times after that. Okay, so that's the song. So back to the read at 12:10, which is the Hanging Man and Destiny, the 40 of the Page of Cups after the 23 of the King of Wands. So the King of Wands and the Page of Cups, or perhaps the King of Wands is the Emperor who's stepped down from his Emperor role and his inner child, and this can also be a father and child, to show support of the little ones. The 36 of Atlas and the Weight of the World, but the Atlas map of intuition, the twin towers of you and I connection, or the intuit people at the crowning of the North Pole. The Atlas map of intuition, the crowning phased arrays of synchronicities, and swimmer Esther Williams in a flowering cap, the 23 of coming together, cause love matters. The King of Wands and Page of Cups, with a map to come together in love, mother and child, pet, birds and flowers, and man in a canoe keeping their distance. As flights of fancy come in and old ship's sails, now grounded or plane landed, the 41 back to self-love, spiritual love and new love, to be in service as Andromeda undercover, as octopus teacher or October opus, with little seahorse Pegasus, where little horse is in the corral or the corral. At 12:16, which is the Hanging Man and sudden events, the 34 of energetic exchange and arrows of love, the vulnerability of the little fairy girl in dried up leaf that's floating down a dream river, wholly loved, floating away from the 9 candles of the wounded warrior, the 35 of the wounded warrior with a culmination of their vision, or can only take you so far. And I was just getting that with pot too, right? It can take you to the 4D, but it won't take you higher. The butterflies are free to fly, fly away, bye-bye. The energetic exchange with the wounded warrior, the rolling stone of the EEWW to the 3-3 in MM, which is the Christ energy in the Mary Magdalene. The 8 that's equal and congruent to the 4 U's, or 2 pair. The 33 of JC in Mary Magdalene in closed circuit dance, equal and congruent to 4 U's, or the divine masculine and divine feminine in each of you, right? Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, or the divine masculine and divine feminine. The 48 of the 8 of Cups walking away and within, free and wild in hair, or the age of Aquarius, with seashells by the seashore, with crowds and flocks and butterfly docks of transformation at 12:21. Within, at the moon's rise, right? Or at when the sun sets. Or the divine, or this is coming up as the AM and PM. Again, the AM is coming up as I am, and the PM is coming post I am, the moon rise. Hope and happiness, will and free, or wild and free, walking away within from the tree with dried leaves in the fall. The 7 cards came up then of the Chariot, the Divine Feminine within the Masculine ascending fast, the 33 of the Christ energy and unity consciousness, to be gentle in standing up for yourself, the 15 of the Devil or the Shadow and work. After doing shadow work, hug the tree and catch your breath. At 12:24, the Hanging Man and the Queen of Wands. A deep breath and hold. Before, the 2 of the Divine Feminine, High Priestess and Illumination, or the 2 of the Twins, showing each other the way, as the daughter gains independence in the shade between JC and Mary Magdalene, or the longitudinal interference, and M, or mountain to mountain, I am to I am. At 12:27, the Hanging Man and the Ace of Wands. Perhaps the daughter is clinging to the father before the mother takes her to school or to her new home, as she finds her Independence Day. The 45 of the 5 of Cups and purging, loss, regret, to empowerment of peace, so that the 38 Queen of Cups, with acceptance of her love, can have the tree all to herself, whole and complete at 21, with a fresh approach, as the salty meets the fresh water, as fresh is approaching, which is referencing the Divine Masculine. The 24 of the Queen of Wands, who's wild and free, Andromeda riding Pegasus as Poseidon's puppet and his maid, become Pinocchio, a real live boy, and his maiden. To be your best self always, having shed the deep blue Madonna whale, and that whole story, at 12:32, the Hanging Man and the Journey, where the underlying energy at 12:32 to 33, again of the journey to that Christ vibration, the unity consciousness, the underlying energy is the 53 of the Knight of Swords. The Curious Stranger, after the 34 of the King of the Hill, in energetic exchange, deals with the 35 Wounded Warrior with discernment, who had lost their way. Then the 53 of the Knight of Swords, the Curious Stranger, with the Page of Wands, inspired to see what's down deep there and in the community. The 17 of the Eye of the Needle, with laser intent for dreams to come true. The solar flash star, after sudden event, that triggered explosion that's out of this world and beyond and back. The 54 of the Page of Swords, Mercury, the messages and the bridge. The twins crossing at initiation of half of the tree, now lay of the land. Connecting 2 points in a vortex of Kermit and Miss Piggy in their rainbow connection and leap of faith, that their differences will meld and melt in the vortex as crossing the log, the bridge. The 19 of the Falling Angel, with the sun in their eyes, blinding them for a moment, in Cannonball Run. And when they opened their eyes at the end, they were present to the 29 of the Horned Cactus. All of a sudden appeared before them with resources, and the Queen of Swords straddling worlds to hold space for him, as Mother Mary says, "Let it be, let it be, let it be." Be the carpenter, et al. So beetle is literally be et al, right? The carpenter bee, Jesus, and all. And Beetlejuice, the juice part is energy, you see. So is it a Southern Cross nova? Or is it Beetle and Bella coming together because Beetlejuice explodes in an out-of-this-world moment? At 12:41, the Hanging Man and the big new love, self-love and spiritual love. The Page of Swords, sunshine, present or gift to the Queen of Swords, dropped right in her lap, so to speak, as they were momentarily blinded by the light or the flame's height. It takes a long time for the light to reach us in a nova. The Knight of Swords, after the King of the Hill falls as the Wounded Warrior, becomes the Page of Swords with dreams about falling, right? He becomes the real live boy and starts over with dreams about falling with light in their eyes and present from Mother Mary and the Queen of Swords. So let it be. At 12:47, the Hanging Man and the 4 to 7, Heart to Crown, the sweet spot of synchronicities, and the 25 of the Knight of Wands in the Garden of Venus for rest and renewal, as the 50 of the 10 of Cups, family and happiness, emotional fulfillment, in a flowering moment to adventure with loving family or emotional fulfillment, with the 42 of the 2 of Cups and the netcaster preparations that come to fruition, or the fruit connection, no longer fishing, or catbirding, which is the little birdie I did work on, the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands with the 10 of Cups connect as the 2 of Cups, soulmates or twin flames. At the 60 at 12:50, which is the Hanging Man with the happy family, the 60 of Peace, which is that Godhead energy, peaceful watchers, the totem, the tiger lioness, the Tyon, the piggyback, or with shadow pack, as the horse is broken in or is domesticated into 2 as 1. The 56 of the 2 of Swords, which is the wall of knowing and keeping to yourself, the stage and the projection within, with just 2 there to see the show in private quarters. The 32 of the journey, but also the jeweled web, which jeweled is je, or I in French, and the WELED, web of lights and connectivity, which means I, child, boy, or kid. 2 U's, ebb and flow of flame at its height, as twins light up the grid at 1 p.m. Double zeros backing up the 1, which is only 1 more 0 to enlightenment. How cool is that? All right, so now it's 1:36:20 on this clock. So 136 is the end before 37, which is the King of Cups and unconditional love. So now we're going to do the 3 reads from the Sirian Starseed deck. Let me make sure I go back to the right one. Yep, here we go. Did I do that one already? Yeah, that one I did. Okay. I want to make sure I'm giving you 1, 2. Okay. Okay. So this is 1 of 3. I just want to make sure I had the right first one, because before I was not finding the first one. All right. So here's the first one, which I showed you already. Okay, that I'm doing now. Okay, Sirian Starseed deck with the mini deck. And Siri trying to come through here. Sirius alignment is trying to come through. That's the message. We're getting a message from Sirius because it's Betelgeuse that's going to be the supernova, not the one from the Southern Cross. Very interesting. All right. And again, it's the twin flames. So it's like Beetle and Bella both supernovaing at the same time, or does Beetle's supernova blast Bella because it's so close at the shoulders, carrying the weight of the world? It's very interesting the way it's coming through. All right, so this first one was done at 4:44, then the afternoon of the 25th. So today's the 27th, so not yesterday, but the evening before that. So 4:44, which is the angelic realms, and I finished clarifying at 4:56, which is the Emperor and that 2 of Swords we were just talking about, of being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear. And 4:56 pick up sticks again here. The major arcana in this read were Alchemy, which is Alchemy is the Temperance card, Transition is the Death card, Starseed is the Fool, Ascension is the World, and before the read was Karma, which is Judgment, the Wheel, and Guidance, which is the Hierophant. After the read was the Strength card, the Hanging Man, and the Solar Deity. Excuse me. So we had triple 5s in this read. And we just had triple fours, all right? So it's very significant here. The angelic realms and the triple fives of major change. And that can reference instability or a tower moment. The 44 and 46 were both around the triple fives, and there's that 4, 5, 6 of 45 being 60, moving on up to the 60 and leaving the 3D behind. We have 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, and then 6, 6. Okay, so 44 is the Four of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering, how to receive love. And the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles of the Golden Gates and her groundedness with the tower in between them. So we also have there the 23 of the King of Wands, 34 of the Eight of Wands, 45 of the Five of Cups, 56 of the Two of Swords, 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal humble servant, and then the 9, which is the Hermit, and the 79, which for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The code line here was all about leadership and love partnership. So a lot about ships, right? The changing of the guards of leaders and love partners instead. And 81, which is the end of karma around the world. The code line was all about the number 9581. All right, so it's a big number, 9,581, and it came from 9575 plus 6, which is the lovers. And 9575 can also reference the reversal of 59, which is the war within, to the 75, which is the Seven of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine's heart. Ending the war within the Divine Feminine's heart as lovers. This code line was all about leadership, like I said, and the interpretations came up as follows. And also Thoth came up in this header. Both Thoth was coming up without space in the middle, surrounded by reflection or females polarizing. It's like coming up as Thoth with an F on either side, but it wasn't. It was like the puzzle pieces were messed up, and they had to rearrange the letters one more time. You know, it's kind of like that smashing of the puzzle again, like I talked about earlier. And then when the pieces of the puzzle came together, they went to the wrong place. There's still one that's out of order. Only one, though. So Thoth with an F on either side, which F is for me is Phi, which is the expansion or contraction, or just in the middle, reflecting. But F also came up as the double gamma, the other way, the 7 of the GAMA. But the lowercase f is 2 of those together forward in our modern way, but in the original one it was backwards. It was like a 7, like a boomerang, times 2 is the lowercase f. So again, the energy of gamma waves around Thoth. And then bi gamma waves also were coming, or di gamma waves were coming up here too. So a lot about gamma waves and polarizing. So the polarizing of feminines around Thoth in the middle, which is, you know, the masculine intellectual to the nth degree. Also was coming up as tetrahydrofuran came up, which is the heterocyclic ether with 5-membered ring that are 4 carbons and 1 oxygen used as a polar solvent to solve polarization, in other words, and it's the molecules shaped in pentagon shape. So that was interesting. So again, the lowercase f from Greek and then from Phoenician comes up. From Greek, it comes up as the W and digamma, which is 2 keys forward that make the capital F. But from Phoenician, it comes up as something else, and wall, W-A-W, but also comes up as, like I said, the 7 times 2, or the lowercase f, but backwards. The pentagon and the F were coming up, and all the definitions of F. Also, FO came up, which is one of the definitions of FO is the number 4, which is the Emperor. But again, the 4s coming together in the heart to create that pinwheel. Both, to the nth degree, reflect or digamma or fast forward the gamma measure of magnetic flux density or angle the plane deviates from the horizontal plane. That's the gamma, but it's also the gamut. It's the range, like this, the phased arrays. 1 lowercase n and capital T. The Hermit frees Divine Feminine's heart of or BS of the twin flame Six of Cups inner children, 1 of 2 in leadership of the 81 to end karma around the world. And by the way, the gamma number is 0.5572156, but it was coming up as 2 of them. So I added them together, which comes up in the digamma, 1.11443132, right, which is the 1 point, the 0 point there, where 2 dots connect and leap to each other, and then the 1144, which is the alignment of the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering, how to receive love, but it's also my soul number, my life lesson number, the 1144. And then 31 to 32 is going from the chaos of the sun to the journey. So both to the nth degree, gamma gamma, 1 point aligning with social work or group on journey to reverse inner war of the divine feminine's heart, or the chariot wars of fire and ice, the twin flame push and pull of the 6 of Cups, and 1 of 2, supporting the leadership role of the 81 to end karma around the world. The 4 of the foe and 2 ethers with 5-membered rings, 4 C and 1 O to solve polarization. The Emperor with 2 sovereign groups, with 1 leader and 4 followers, could be fall followers. The gravity of 2 covering each other, with Thoth in the middle of bookends on a good day. Usually they're off balance, though, with no space between, with the fetal heart tone needed to balance one group, the human element here, where 95, chariot 59 literally comes up in the header here. 95 with the chariot between 59, which is coming up as traffic on 95 as that, twin tower push and pull of inner children with support, 1 of 2. So again, it's coming up like the cats in the middle of the road yesterday, right? Nothing's worse than being stuck in traffic, right? Because that push and pull feeling of you can't win. It's hurry up and go, all that kind of energy. But that's a 3D mindset, right? The 6 and the 3 is lovers, and 603 is lovers and the abundance of the Empress and the Earth, the Mother Earth. And then the TH came up, and one of the definitions of TH is TANH, which means to weave, to pleat or braid. An array of deviation from the midpoint, the bigamma definition. Both weave bigamma, sovereignty, reflection, blending polarity to make them stronger. So again, bringing both polarities together, like interbreeding, to make the DNA stronger, both within and with each other at the same time, right? The 6 of Cups inner children and the 2 of Cups of the adult people, to jump, fly, and leap and weave the 4 plus 1 or 5-membered ring of gravity with movement or traffic ballet, 95 and the chariot or car with the 59 of the inner war, the highway war while in your car of stop and go, where you end up nobody knows. The war within creates the war without, ascending between 95 and the war on the other side of the tracks. The twin flame 6 of Cups, where 1 of 2 leads the other, supports in do-si-do, blending and weaving to bring both sides of the tracks and lanes together to work as one family instead. So then the W came up, because that was one of the definitions of digamma, which is the 2 U's. 2 U's equals digamma, 2 gametes, 2 arrays, 2 hands and fingers that come together, weave together, to alternate together every other, or weave. Cotton, the fabric of our lives. Co-twin towers that are on. The pi energy of the circle with the line down the middle, which is referencing, again, the separating of the moon when it splits, because it becomes the infinity symbol, where the hourglass or the toroidal field is the shared space within. This is the star. And the outer circle is the normal human part of you that's not shared with the other, okay? The pi equals the normal balance, divine masculine, divine feminine, without the dance between. The phi, though, goes outside yourself and compresses the circle to go beyond the lines. The hourglass is the shared space, the torus, the toe rush of push and pull without either interfering in the shared space, going to their own separate corners when needed. The pi to the torus is the splitting of the cell through phi under pressure, with the need for more causes a split of the moon, with the JCX of the eighth dance between, with perpetual movement in the shared space and stillness in separate space, the stop and go all at the same time. When the moon is in the 7th house, the 7 is gamma, all right, because it's actually the other way. It was forward like an F, but back in when it was Phoenician, it was like a 7, like a boomerang. It was like just dipped down more. It wasn't straight across. When the moon is in the 7th house or in the gamma house, the home of Array, which was the name I told you, I named the child that I lost. Their name was Cesare, which is Shea Array, the home of Array. When the moon is in the 7th house or in the gamma home of the Array, when the daughter, by the way, that was in Polish, the definition. When the daughter, and I have a lot of Polish background, when the daughter heart womb, the purple 0-point moon, is in the home of Array or Cesare, and Jupiter aligns with Mars, or in other words, the confederation at Jupiter comes to help the federation near Mars, and then peace will guide the planet, and love will steer or drive the stars in the chariot. When the daughter is in Cesare, which is my phonetical spelling of Caesar, when the daughter is in Cesare, which, by the way, both July and August are Caesar, right? Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. When the daughter is in the summer of July and August in the home of Array and comes home, which is so weird because my daughter came home July and August, and the confederation of Jupiter aligns with the federation of Mars, then peace will guide the planet and love will steer the double diamond's chariot, the push and pull of the quantum energy, the two-eyed needle weaving the fabric of our lives, sewing the pages back together, binding and articulating until Atlas and Axis are just right, perfectly oiled in greased lightning, flame heightening, and the space between the pages, the little ones. I got chills. By the way, a couple years ago, I did a card read, and I said, guess what song this was, and nobody guessed it. No one ever asked what the song was, but that was this. I got chills, they're multiplying, from Greece. So if you want to go back to that video, if you know what I'm talking about, it was Greece, or that was Greece is the word. I got chills, they're multiplying, 'cause I'm losing control, 'cause the power they're supplying, it's electrifying. So it's better give up or surrender, 'cause my heart is set on you, or to her heart you must be true. Greece is the word, 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 to use on the 0 road, 0-point journey through tunnel vision. Slip and slide for easy transitions between Atlas and Axis for a smooth ride. Of the Greece is grr, right? That passion, and ease, between the grr and ease of Greece, for greasy pleasing, W, point of origin. So how do you like that? At 6:53 is the Lovers and the Knight of Swords, the underlying energy of alchemy reversed. I think that was the end of that read. Yeah. That was the end of that read. Is this the second one? All right, so the next, this is number 2. That was that read. All right, let's see, go over here. Okay, this is number 2 of 3 reads. This one also is abbreviated, okay? So we have the Sirian Starseed, the mini deck, and the number deck there as well. Okay, and what time is it? 1:54:25. So this one started, I cut the deck at 10:01 p.m. on the night of the 25th. And at 10:55 I completed all of the clarifiers with the major arcana of the Chariot, Indigo, Hanging Man, Reflection. Before the read was Abundance, and after the read was the Tower, Reason, and the Wheel. Reason is the Emperor, and Abundance before the read is the Empress. So again, they're polarized. And also before coming into union, that's you all of a sudden polarize, and then you come together. It's something scientifically that's the way it works, right? All right, so there's 1 wand, 2 pentacles, 1 cup, and 3 swords here in this read, 12 and 13, which is the Hanging Man and the 13 of Transition. The Knight of Cups comes up here as the Page of Wands as well. Before the read was the Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. After the read was the King of Wands and the Page of Cups. There were triple eights in this one. So again, where the 2 crazy eights dance now get knocked over by the third, which becomes the one big infinity between the two of you. And that's when you're sealed together in that closed circuit. The 22 of the Fool's Journey, the triple eights here of the 28 and the Twin Flames. We then also have 4, 6 as being significant numbers, and 1, the Magician, the Emperor, and the Lovers. And the 1, 2, 3 jump, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 shut the door at the same time. The 12 of the Hanging Man, the 23 of the King of Wands, the 34 of the 8 of Wands, 46 of the 6 of Cups, Inner Children, 68 of the Knight of Pentacles, which is that new manifestation, and 89 of Phi, which is the expansion and contraction, are staying in the middle, reflecting instead the human body temperature at 98 degrees. The code line is all about number 7 from 1 and 6, so there's that key again of Gamma coming from the Magician and the Lovers. From their love comes the Gamma wave. And the code line starts out with SESE, which is also CC, so it could be somebody's name. Actually, one of my great nieces is Cece. She's Cecilia. The code line is all about personal growth, effort, and new beginnings. And the messages came through as sudden event, seeing the editor-in-chief, which can be coming up as God, in Christ to the nth degree, the bridge or dead end where you must turn left, they're blocked due to the ice or icing of the Ace of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles, inspired to share with personal growth and effort here. And then CC was coming up as carbon copy as well, and I matter, quote unquote, to the nth degree, the gateway blocked to inspire sharing for personal growth and effort. Then the session comes up, or sixthly, the remainder, wandering astray, 1 equal and congruent to the inner child, to the nth degree, for the nth, 10 millionth time. The bridge left, or icing to inspire, being charitable and sharing equitably with personal growth and effort. The read started at 11:11, the night of the 26th. Yeah, it looks like I started it on the night of the 25th and I finished it on the 26th. So at 11:11, and that might even be, is that AM or PM? Nope, it's the night of the 26th. So the underlying energy was the starting out with the Page of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Chariot reversed on top. And beneath that was the Page of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Wands upright, the Abundance or the Empress reversed, the 8 of Cups upright, the 9 of Cups reversed, and then the 3 of Pentacles on upright underneath the Chariot reversed at 11:11. The Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, and the Page of Wands inspired, but the Empress reversed in lack, walking away and within, dissatisfied with workplace and stuck, broken, or without car or travel issues. Mother reversed, and children, or mixed messages and lack, leaving the Eight of Cups behind, dissatisfied with 9 at work with no movement. After truth given to the King of Cups reversed, and holding on to receive love from the Hermit now coming out, with Taurus, Cancer, and Virgo all reversed right here, the Wounded Warrior is reversed, healing from insecurity and or manipulation, of the Page of Pentacles reversed, who's not inviting them, or a child without tools who's in need of help. Perhaps the Page of Pentacles reversed, Taurus or Virgo, and Page of Wands, Cancer reversed with Leo or Sag, surrender to heal childhood insecurities with leadership, 81, and ending karmic cycles. The recent past here is the Eight of Swords upright, hiding in the woods, receiving passionate offer from the one present with gifts. The Sovereign, 9 of Pentacles upright, recovering from exile and starting over, after a falling out, or once the kids left the nest, working to align and hang out with new perspectives, and be patient and balanced. The foundation here is the Knight of Cups reversed, who's standing up for themselves and walking away from hard work, or Atlas, or any slave labor with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, of justice and divorce with the worst now over and bliss about to start. The central energy of the Ace of Wands upright with a big new flame, getting their ducks in a row to hang out with patient or be patient with a higher love with flame. The challenge being the 6 of Pentacles reversed, the inequity, with options calling out the 10 of Cups upright, or happy family or happy ending, perhaps a sister or suffering in silence in need of peace and the need to come together or socialize, perhaps with a third party. And now here's the 2 of Swords reversed, floating on air with new information or clarity on a quest to meet the Knight of Swords and touch weapons, creating a spark perhaps, letting the Knight of Swords join with group in being unhappy alone, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, offering their time, money, and effort, or a new life, an award, or crown to synchronicities, heaven, the unknown, as the Queen of Swords is talking about a breakdown or a breakup, with the Emperor upright who's not sharing, with the King of Swords reversed in a marriage, religion, or establishment, or Taurus who's tempted by the devil, or codependencies, or Taurus and Capricorn rejecting child, or rejection exposed, or the Page of Cups reversed with vulnerabilities exposed. And soon here is Indigo reversed without an offer. The Queen of Cups reversed, insecure without lover, pulling in the element who stole from the hostage of the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, where he's reversed, to talk to the Queen of Cups reversed. Or Gemini reversed, who stole from the Queen of Cups reversed, who is now forced to return by the King and Queen of Wands. The Queen is upright, the King is reversed. Or emotional manipulation of Gemini reversed or lover in stealing from prisoner, or anxieties of the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Wands reversed. The twin flames seeing themselves as the hanging man with a right knee block, under the radar, the dark night, wanting to grieve or make the hanging man, Pisces or Capricorn, feel badly. Page of Swords reversed, maybe a negative self-talk, or a message at night for the High Priestess, or Cancer, Pisces, or Virgo, or Aquarius, or Pisces or Capricorn hanging out with Scorpio and Cancer upright in need of positive attention. At 11:38, which is the Queen of Cups and Justice, or Libra. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Page of Swords reversed, who may be lying and spying or spreading rumors, or just their own negative self-talk, with the Knight of Wands reversed player depressed with their investment, and the Page of Wands upright with sudden changes and needing strength, but they're excited at the same time. The Knight of Wands reversed may be negative about bad news, and the Knight of Wands reversed may have Sagittarius and Aquarius in their chart, and the Page of Wands Scorpio with Leo in their chart. One sees the negative and one sees the positive. The block here is reflection reversed of the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Wands reversed, coming full circle with the Knight of Cups reversed, juggling or performing with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who may be lacking faith, or the Knight of Cups reversed, Pisces or Cancer, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed with Virgo in their chart, perhaps Aries too, or the Knight of Cups reversed keeps trying, but the Knight of Pentacles reversed gives up. The Divine Masculine's heart is defensive with new information, as the King of Pentacles is upright here and very solid and stable, or made a decision and is standing firm on it. The Three of Pentacles workplace may be moving, or work is fine but an unstable home, in downturn or in disconnect or at a distance, with the Two of Cups reversed, working to align with crystals or a tower event, with the Emperor upright in a twist of fate, with the King of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, or the King of Wands reversed with the Queen of Wands upright, but Mrs. Pisces, who is missing them too, with the Empress reversed, blocking energies of, or in a heated exchange in the 5D connection, or not telling their true desires, or maybe sleeping a lot with no communication or travel. Something at work is broken, or the Knight of Cups reversed, rejected or jealous, hanging out with the Page of Swords and no message, or bad news of imprisonment or hiding a big passion, challenged by the inequity of not sharing, an offer rejected or no offer at all, not reflecting or not coming out with new information or clarity of the Divine Masculine's heart in a breakup or distance, aligning with sudden events or epiphany of the Emperor upright in a twist of fate, with the King of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, without the Empress reversed, who may not be sleeping with them. The kids are leaving or dissatisfied at work or school, or broken as without a car or needing one, or imprisoned, or they could be leaving as well, or imprisoned Knight of Cups reversed with new passion and jealous with new information or clarity. The challenge being not sharing, the Hanging Man insecure with no message from the Page of Swords reversed, or a child who's mouthing off, or lying and spying or spreading rumors, or throwing eggs, in need of reflection with the Divine Masculine's heart in the bat cave, in disconnect or at a distance, getting their ducks in a row, with sudden event with the Emperor upright in a twist of fate, with the King of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, or rejection by the whole family. At 11:56, again, justice, truth, and balance in alignment with the 56 of being in your knowing and keeping your energy clear. All right, now that's the end of that one. We're going to go to the last of the three. This is 3 of 3, and this was done last night at 2:06 now, 35, at 11:51 to 52. So that's justice of the King and Queen of Swords, and that can be alignment and Libra there as well. And then at 12, right on the nose at midnight, INE of orbs came up, as well as orbs, which orbs is not just thoughts and words, but blind men and orphans. So again, we talked about being blinded by the light in my messages this morning. And INE, and let me look that up really quick too, because I forget that one. INE. So INE can be 4 also. So 4 keeps coming up over and over again. And also is water. It is also I, as in the I am presence, and the jaguar. And the inn, like a hotel. But also the word inn, both of them. And water. So again, the I am presence, the jaguar coming out. The water and the 4 of stability and safety. And the survival mode. And water, of course, is emotions. So the emotions of safety and security, and the I am presence of the jaguar, which also can be ego, but also the inn of the home, or a place to stay, but also the inn being within you. That's all coming up with the thoughts and words, or blind men and orphans, or perhaps a shelter for them to go. And the Happiness Hotel is coming up again, which is from the Muppets. That was right at midnight, by the way. Double zeros are source supporting the 12 of the Hanging Man, or the 1 and the 2 of the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine coming together. At 12:19, which is the Hanging Man and the Sun, is Indigo and Chariot as the major arcana. And before the read, Ascension, which is the world. By the way, Indigo is the Magician. And after the read was Transition and Solar Deity and the Lovers. Transition is the Death card. Solar Deity, of course, is the Sun and the Lovers. 2 Pentacles, 2 Wands, 2 Swords, and 2 Cups. So 22:32, the Fool's Journey and the Journeyman. And the King of Cups with the Knight of Swords, the King of Wands. And before the read was the Page of Cups with the 9 of Cups. We also had 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Wands come up here. I think all 4 9s were actually here. Yep, You guys got 4 9s. All right, so in the read, 1 9 is here. That's the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles are up there underneath, and then the 9 of Cups is in the underlying energy there. So all 4 9s came up, which 9 times 4 is 36, which is Atlas in the weight of the world. And it's not only 4 of one number, but it's 4 of the 9, which is the end of the cycle. That's like major completion right there. And we have 9, 10, begin again as well. We had 33, 44, and 66 as well. The 33 of Christ vibration, the 44 of the Masters, and grounding, integrating, and mastering, how to receive love. The 66 then of the Queen of Pentacles and the Golden Gate, where the 33 of the Christ goes to the 66 of the Golden Gate and the Queen of Pentacles, to add up to the 99 of pure compassion, of the 9999999, and so on to infinity. We also have 12 of the Hanging Man, 23 of the King of Wands again, 34 of the 8 of Wands, 45 of the 5 of Cups, and the Purging card, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, so all the same that we just had, and then 79, the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, and begin again and again and again. And there's those 3s coming up again. The code line is all about the number 11 and alignment, coming from 10 and 1 of destiny, and 2 points that arc together, right, in the field of possibilities. And this code line starts out with the T and the F, which is the twin flame. And again, SE, which came up from the other read as well. The code line here is all about creativity, forgiveness, and completion, but they were broken up into CR, eativity, forgiveness, and completion. So here are the messages. The twin flames in sudden events times 2, with a function of high vibe 309, which is also the highway. If, yes, ace, Indy, horse, goat, man, which also could be German energy right there too, and knee, which is like the hangman with the right knee block. So this could be a gambling man, right? The Indy with the horse, the goat who's climbing the hill, the king of the hill, that's the man with the right knee block. And knee can also come up as NE, the energy of NE. And again, like I said, German was coming up in the definitions there too. The twin flames to shiver or tremble without ado, or without the hill, right? The king of the hill. On the hill, to become or function to become miserable or weak, destined to take the high road if and only if, that if function, IFF, if and only if they ace indigo, source off to the right, or one indigo, to experience, be affected by, to win in a game of chance, dealing with an uncle, dude, pal, or enclosure, field, oyster. 10, which is destiny or high vibration, and the energy of eativity and forgiveness and pletion. But that'll come up in a second. And the word digot came up too, D-I-G-O-T, which means to call or cry out, to say or speak. Time out to reflect, C7, or to see with your eyes in a sudden event, or the 7th, which again is gamma. C7, the whispering bench of gamma rays, very interesting, and the 10 of high vibration, or 7 to 10 split, which is gamma and the 10 of the high vibe, I want to say the sun, but 7-10 is a 7-10 split in bowling, right, where the 2 most outlying pins are left standing. So again, we're going to the most polarized in order to come into union. You guys, you can't make this up at all. Time out to reflect, C7, 10, or 710, which is 0 behind co-creation, to see with your eyes, with your heart and emotions, or the C of the Christ consciousness, or the whispering bench, the 7 of gamma, but also the chariot, and the 10, or C10 split, taking the high road, the 61 of a risk, of indigo, or in a call or crying out, I get off balance, to eat, co-create with gratitude, giveness and stain connection, credit for consensus and how. So you get credit for of coming to an understanding. And I like to use the word understanding too, because it indicates that you're under their stand. Maybe you know what they're saying. But they get credit for consensus of being willing to compromise and how, .com, or offering a glass of water, or being polite. It's saying I get off balance, and that represents the King of Wands. Because when he's not, and this is like the elk in the animal deck there, the wild unknown, because the elk is a great person, but if they don't eat right, they can get really cranky and mean. So here's the King of Wands saying, I get off balance, to eat, co-create with gratitude, giveness, and stain connection. By the way, my last name is Stainthorpe, right? So it was called Stain. So this is talking about your divine feminine connection. Credit for consensus and how, or .com, and offering glass of water. To split, spit, or dig session, and suddenly weak, high vibe, or destined high road, if acing the indie horse. So again, off to the races for sure here, and the human off balance. So when they gamble, they get off balance, or when they do too much, like the Sagittarius horse, and want to go, 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 they get off balance. When they go too much into their ego, they get off balance. Or when they get into their ego about being Mr. Ed, the horse, they get off balance. Eat, pray, love. Giveness, stain, connection. Credit for calmness. Where the twin flame, or the CC function, or carbon copy of the twin flame, that's your carbon going to, right, to crystalline. The twin flame in their carbon copy function, or reflecting Christ's high vibe and high road, ace in calling or crying out that when they are off balance. So to be able to admit when you're off balance. To eat, pray, love, with getting credit for calm or .com. And that's about being calmness, right? The tempered flame. So 3 of Pentacles upright is the co-creation card for me, and beneath that was the 2 of Cups upright. And again, this is this read here on the table now. So the 3 of Pentacles there is the big card, and then the mini cards on top. And beneath that was the 2 of Cups upright, the 4 of Pentacles upright, which is the Divine Masculine's heart, the 4 of Wands, which is the union, and then the 7 of Pentacles, which is the Divine Feminine's heart, with Ascension reversed, the Page of Cups reversed, the 5 of Pentacles upright, and the 9 of Cups reversed. So 2 cups upright in connection with the Divine Masculine's heart in union, with the Divine Feminine's heart in the 5D world, vulnerable in exile and not getting their wish, with issues at work, or holding on without saying a word, to the King of Pentacles reversed, or about losing money or status, or all about money and status, where work issues and being sad at night, or financial issues at work and feels badly about romance, or howling at the full moon. With Pisces reversed and Cancer upright, which is funny right there because Teddy was barking and growling in his sleep, after paying out the Empress in a divorce, hanging out to see new perspective, to grieve the injustice, on a quest for stardom or healing, and the Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help, or no invitation, or can't get an opportunity off the ground, or a new manifestation. With the Knight of Cups upright offering love, as bird takes off for the stars, the little drummer boy without material things, or Madonna, but has the Knight of Cups. He has being love, the Star of Bethlehem. No sandals, in bare feet or naked on one knee, watering land in ripples or tributaries. Or do they come bend down on one knee, or in full armor on a white horse with grail in hand? At 121 is the Magician in the world, or on a quest to heal, the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Cups upright, the injustice or divorcing and in need of peace. At 121, the Magician in the world, as the Knight of Pentacles is reversed, unable to function with synchronicities and or heaven in his eyes, as the King of Wands divorces or sees injustice, or where he's off balance, on fixed income or not working, or stubborn or lazy child, whose eyes are bigger than their stomach, causing inequity, with little lizard on platform thinking they should be equal and not doing a thing, or tagging along. So many unknowns plague the King of Wands without the truth and balance, or Libra reversed, calling in your soulmate, and beneath that was soulmate. So it's the cards here are saying, yes, this is your soulmate, and now it's time to call in your soulmate. Reorganizing or recognizing their soulmate and then calling them in as the true soulmate. The Four of Wands home on the swing, or the twin flame, with the King of Swords upright, being watched, sad, of injustice, of divorce, with no peace, or sex on the swing but not on grass, healing with 66 with the Queen of Pentacles, and karmic completion of the 10 of high vibration and destiny. With the Pisces reversed, with friends, while the Hermit or Virgo, Queen of Pentacles reversed, destined to withhold time, money, or effort until they're given the truth, after the Knight of Wands upright is tempted by the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, and sweated out, or overwhelmed or dumped, or the Ten of Pentacles dumping a load on Pisces reversed, or Divine Feminine in 5D world, hermiting with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and Libra upright, withholding until giving the truth, or until they can triumph over their issues. With engines pumping, and that's from Cake, the imp unsettled, gold or Bitcoin or money, Jupiter, the moon, or investments with daughter, and the truth to set them free at 137, the Magician and the King of Cups. With Pisces reversed, Virgo and Libra upright, after Sagittarius tempted by legacy and sweating it out. And then a wake-up call to romance, or calls at night post-war or post-virus, with synchronicities, options, but uncomfortable with the release of the Emperor and the Queen of Cups both reversed, or release from prison of the Emperor and the Queen of Cups, with advisor or counsel, and the Queen of Wands reversed, drained or overexposed, or ego out of control, healing, apologizing, or forgiving the King of Pentacles reversed, an ex or break, or without affection from the King of Wands upright, who's getting the King of Cups reversed, or guilting the King of Cups reversed for knowing and keeping it to themselves at 147, the Magician and the Seven of Cups, or synchronicities, the sweet spot from 4 to 7, the heart to the crown. The truth of third party through work, the Knight of Cups offering love, and the injustice of no peace, or needing peace, to heal the 66 Queen of Pentacles. The recent past of the Six of Swords reversed, the sister, or suffering in silence, or stress, with big love offer and energetic exchange without peace, receiving an offer of passion from Atlas without burdens, responsibilities, or an offer of passion was one of many from others, as slaving for the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, expected to manipulate, or insecure without tools to start over in love, with third-party Divine Feminine's heart, reaping rewards through holding back announcements or calls, or despite not receiving a call, or the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, worked hard to offer an opportunity that afforded no peace in exchange to offer love to those suffering in silence, or a bad call in the end at 153, the Magician and the Knight of Swords. The foundation here is the Ten of Pentacles, reaping rewards of frustrations and lack of inspiration after sudden event with the ego, child, pet, or Leo, or being strong and rising above, or awakening and coming out. With the central energy as the Ace of Wands, the flame is upright and at full power, the flame's height. The Three of Pentacles reversed, with the Knight of Cups offering love to the Ten of Pentacles, offering passion or a passion project, or growth for children or soulmates. Star healer or flame, or due to wealthy family, looking back at battle to get there, and now stepping down to settle out. Dreams of the past, or dreaming of letting bygones be bygones, in a bold move to retire, or to go to the Emperor reversed and settle out. Or share and be charitable even if they don't deserve it, and challenged by the Indigo reverse, refusing an offer or no offer at all. With the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the patient angel detoxing the devil, or codependency, or mental illness of Capricorn reversed and Sagittarius upright, or Gemini reversed, or the inability to manifest, or theirs, a higher love in union, or patient home destined, with the Queen of Cups reversed in a breakup, or the Queen of Cups reversed surrounded by Libra upright and Gemini reversed, or no love lost there between them. Bleeding out with Scrooge, or bleeding them dry, the wounded warrior surrenders to bring good news, without an option, in exchange for love, and to stand up for them, and or fend off all others, to juggle, perform, after sudden event of passionate connection, with Divine Feminine in 5D, or Pisces traveling. And now at 207, which is the High Priestess and the Chariot, or Divine Feminine in the Chariot, or the Gamma Ray, is the Six of Cups upright, the loving children, the soulmate, the twin flame. The Knight of Cups upright offering love and releasing them by stealing their heart. The Page of Swords reversed with doubts about fighting for third party and walking away from the Empress reversed with the truth. In twin flame union, or kids at home and stable but without peace. The Queen of Swords is presenting the truth, draining post-war or drained post-war or post-virus or dealing with PTSD and keeping to themselves for peace of mind to stay balanced. Awake with negative self-talk, sharing the hermit's feelings of missing their flame, with divorce, break, or outside the box, leading the way to stand up to or for the hermit or Virgo Queen of Pentacles, who was rejected or vulnerable, or with vulnerable or Pisces reversed child, or a crying baby, or someone deemed as the crybaby, or called a crybaby for having suffered in silence, or for sister or hiding away. And soon here's the King of Cups reversed, uncomfortable, not being able to get away or to be home, hanging out with the Queen of Wands reversed, with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, healing and separation, with the Magician reversed and or Gemini reversed. Maybe they may be partnering up. So the Magician or Gemini reverse is either partnered to already the Empress or going to partner up with the Empress upright here. With the Queen of Swords upright, the Knight of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Wands upright, or mother and two grown children, or that the Empress can be a grandmother as well, or Gemini giving everything to their mother or grandmother to not have to pay out any of that to the family. So they may be like hiding their money with their mother or their grandmother and getting them to pay it to somebody else, or to funnel to other women and other kids at 220, which is the High Priestess and Judgment. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Three of Wands reversed. Going back, the Knight of Wands is starting over with the King of Swords and the Six of Cups, overworked or not working out and detoxing. The King of Cups reversed with an aide or a nurse, or Pisces who fell and made a fool of themselves, with Saggy upright, Capricorn reversed, Pisces upright, and Aries reversed at 222, which is the guidance counselor show. So that could be someone who needs counseling or getting it. At 223 is chemistry and flirtation here, with the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, and the King of Wands. Express your love and love yourself first. Around the twins or how they're seen is the Knight of Swords reversed, verbally abusive or holding their tongue, with Pisces or Divine Feminine reversed, or world upside down with no options, but to hold back an announcement or swallow their pride about not getting their way or having been arrogant, dissatisfied having to pay just to surrender to help with manifesting a new job or help with a child, or kids mouthing off, and the block here being the Chariot upright in a bold move, or the Empress to plea out in the cold. They may be pleading, like the Empress may be pleading destitution or, injury, illness, right, to state their case in a never-ending story. So the block here is the Chariot upright in a bold move of the Empress to plea out in the cold, destitution, right? So it could be a lack of money, a lack of emotion, spirituality, or niceness, or injury, illnesses, or just in this never-ending story of living with this. Completion, forgiveness, and creativity, but even more so here is effort. And there's the F and O-R-T, or the fort. Make an effort of gamma in the fort, or to hold down the fort, or the F-O, or the 4 of the RT, the root. The 4 path is the path of survival as opposed to of building your dreams, which is the 8. The wounded warrior reverse surrenders to express hopelessness and having to inspect every inch of hostage situation. And again, this can come up in the details that are required by the lawyers in a divorce. A sister suffering in silence or stressed out, hiding, hermiting, and missing flame after sudden event of passion from connection with divine feminine in 5D. Ending pain, in pain or betrayal, or a painful event, with sovereign reversed and page of swords upright, or powerless to the message sent. The Queen of Pentacles upright and the Page of Cups reversed, with sovereign Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Swords upright, perhaps mother and child or older and younger women, and the Queen of Pentacles rejected, or with vulnerable child and dependent with Page of Swords stepping up to the plate now to help end the sovereign reversed or dependent child's pain. Maybe someone who's not sleeping after transition of the Nine of Pentacles reversed dependent or powerlessness to the King of Wands upright, shaman, or the wounded warrior reversed, surrendering, but drained by X or in a breakup, and juggling just to keep their balls up in the air. At 235, the Divine Feminine or High Priestess and the wounded warrior here. The Three of Pentacles reversed issues with the Ten of Pentacles upright, with the Three of Wands reversed past, with the Knight of Swords reversed verbal abuse, and the Six of Swords reversed in need of peace, with new pass or a new passion of flame, challenged by indigo reversed, or child with issues or separation or on the spectrum. With King of Cups reversed, Cancer, or with Cancer, or traveling a lot to see the Six of Cups, kids and or third party or soulmate or twin, in hiding or suffering in silence, or sister in a never-ending story of losing power, money, and or independence. From or to the King of Wands, wounded warrior reversed, who may be sick of the ex or in a breakup or sick of a lack of love after performing consistently. At 238, which is the Divine Feminine or High Priestess and the Queen of Cups, which is that Mary Magdalene energy, so it could be the Divine Feminine. It could just be a water sign as well. So dissatisfied with issues at work and no peace with the truth out, the Ten of Pentacles is inspired by soulmates or loving kids and challenged by indigo reversed, or Gemini refused and going back, the King of Cups reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed, by chariot or driving or traveling big, and that could be like a big vehicle as well, to one suffering in silence, hiding out after transition or endless nights. The Nine of Pentacles reversed or dependent, powerless, to the King of Wands and the wounded warrior reversed in their surrender, drained, sick, or overexposed, burned, or kids out of control, in a breakup or lack of love. At 241, the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, and 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love. And there are your reads for today. It's 2:32. Not too bad considering how many reads I did. And let's just pull an energy card to make it quick. What is our takeaway from these reads today for the Twin Flames? What is the takeaway from the Twin Flames? What is the takeaway? Oh, wow, that flew. That exploded out. Again, take off the mask. Let go of any lingering attachments. The 5 is all about change, freedom, and expansion. To remove the mask or any attachments, and that goes for resistance too. And you also have the 31 of the door to value. What is it that you value? You make sure you take off the mask you've been wearing and know what you truly value. And notice the money looks like the same color as this gray. So make sure you know what it is that you value, what doors you want to open when you're dealing with a group or conflict or the pursuit of happiness. Let go of your attachments and your resistance to things. Because you want to stay in that middle, doing the dance of the middle, right? Not attaching or resisting anything, but just weaving back and forth between those energies, knowing what's important to you, especially when in a group. And again, here's the group of 5, the 5-membered ring, and this is the group as well. 31 is the 5 of Wands. So taking off the mask within a group here, right, to show what you truly value and let go of your attachment to that group. And then we have the action of the twin polarities coming together, the 17 of the dream coming true, the supernova before the 0 point, right, where the first is the explosion, which then polarizes the two ends into the star, and then as it slowly comes back together again, goes into 0 point before settling out right into that happy medium place. The 17 of the stars coming together. Wow, you guys. And it's all about the root, right? Making sure the root's cleared out, the 35 of the wounded warrior, from the root to the crown. So letting go of the root. By the way, the bottom of the deck here is the 42 of the woman holding a coin. So again, the woman with the power, or the two coming together, the 2 points arcing together, taking a leap of faith with the King of Swords here. Okay? She maybe have the backup as far as the money, and he has the abilities, the 51 of the King of Swords. Okay? And she's the 2, right? The 2 of Cups. He's the 1, the 51 of the King of Swords with the 1 sword. So this is the underlying energies of she with the means and he with the abilities after somebody else walked away from him. He took a rest. So he took a rest in perhaps destitution, or maybe she destituted him or caused his destitution. The goddess of the moon, again, the daughter gaining her independence with the goddess of the moon, but also the Queen of Swords coming up here as the divine feminine holding up the daughter to help her gain her independence. And then here is the destitution of homelessness or financial constraints or spiritual, emotional destitution in transition. The masculine taking a rest in the sun, someone's leaving and walking away because they have some new passion, in order for the King of Swords, healer with ages, to come together with the woman holding the coin. That's just the underlying energies. Okay? So again, in that coming together, there's a need to take off the mask of attachments and resistance, to know what's important to you, especially in groups when coming together to pursue happiness with others, and especially just two, for your dreams to come true, taking action by making sure that your root is cleared out, the 35 of the wounded warrior, leaving the victim mentality behind, and again, disconnecting from any communities that you're not resonating with, and there's the gamma ray. And again, it's all about groups, right? They're all groups. Okay, these two, this is about the group, expansion and change, taking off the mask. And that's also the Hierophant, right? Societal norms, commitments, obligations, guidance counseling. And then here's the group of 3 coming together with the gamma, the 7 of the Chariot. And again, leaving the wounded warrior behind when you get into that chariot, right? You don't want a drunk driver at the wheel, okay? And this is about the 2 coming together here. And it's like coming together and then having to deal with other people in your environment. So after having made peace with each other, then the challenge is expanding that into other people and group things, you know, and not triggering each other. So wow, that was pretty profound. I'm going to pull a LENORMAND Reverie card too. And then we'll go. It's 2:38 on the clock again. It's 4:08 over there, which is it's survival or dreams. Which one do you want? With space between. So, I mean, there's always some survival that needs to happen on this planet, right? Because we're still in this planet where we can get killed. But again, it's the dance between all of these things. 2:38. And the child, the transition of the child. This is the inner child of the masculine as well, and the feminine. Because the daughter's been talked about a lot, and it was Daughter's Day, which I had no idea, so I didn't say anything online for my daughter. But that's okay, she knows. But the transition of the Page of Swords, the message, Mercury as well, and Gemini, the twins, the inner children needing direction in the 2 of Cups, connection. And again, going north towards that Taurus North Node, or there's northeast energies here as well. And then that magical adventure in the journey to discover oneself here, of self-satisfaction, of happiness, the individual child in coming together to take that magic journey back to self, to find the innocence again, the multiple faces of vulnerability of the child, of the Page of Cups, and the snake bites along the way, the toxins in your life, the Queen of Wands, or the Chariot, right? We talk about the car accidents and the ones who may want to bite you or bite your head off or just be toxic in your life. And there's that 31 again of the Sun and chaos of the group, and the Ace of Pentacles of offering a new life, the pursuit of happiness. And again, always about your perception, because the straight Sun is very chaos, and it's up to us to take in that energy and weave back and forth between you in order to meld the energies into a peaceful place. And this is also coming in at the institution, the university. This could even be Disney World. Again, the place of the Sun, or exposing, right, the powers that be. The Six of Swords, which can be peace, or it can be lack of peace and needing to find peace, right? The chaos of the Sun. And the Power Man, right, when he doesn't eat right. 28 of the Twin Flame and his heart, and needing to stand, there's the King of Wands, needing to stand up to the little ones, the rugrats, the pets who are making messes and are not cleaning up after themselves. And this also could be toxicity that this one over here is leaving around the kids, okay? And then the Knight of Wands, making a commitment to a new big passion, just needing to find their way to the middle, which is all about, I'm going to be going eventually to see my son with my daughter, and his soul number is 43, so this is literally weaving our way towards his house as we stop by my nieces on the way. So yeah, very much that energy, and my son works at a university, so it's very much as representing him as the masculine, to understand these energies, right? And he's working very hard these days. So again, the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands, which takes movement to commitment to a new passion, going through the maze or the labyrinth to get to the middle, to come together in joy as the loving man, not the one who hasn't eaten right, but the loving man, the twin flame with a heart, clearing out the root of the family, right? So that the King of Cups with time crunches or timelines can now look up. There we go. In the dance of Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, the patient and the healer, right? The polarities of life and death, and again that chaos and control, the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of the Dance to your sovereignty in order to come into the Swans reflecting. The Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups, which can be the feminine in her sexy and the masculine in his new child, right? The innocent heart, the sweet heart coming into his own. And there can be a letter written as well here, coming into spiritual union here with the King of Swords. There you go. You can't make this up with the supernova energies there. Perhaps after a pushy mother or polar bear, the polarity that I just talked about of the union and the King of Cups. So his King of Cups needs to look up and get out of his time restrictions. And then there's this King of Pentacles, abundance of energetic exchange. And the bottom of the deck is just about the 36 of Atlas, the weight of the world, the burdens, the responsibilities, and letting them go. There's the community, the 12 of the wise community of birds, to help you let go of your burdens. And there's the loving women of the divine feminines, helping the community to do that, to let go of that burden, to help share the load. All right. If you guys need to share this, all right, it's not just me reading cards. These are channeled messages. I'm not this smart to make up all this poetic justice stuff. I mean, this is coming through. They bring all this stuff through me. So it's really important to share this information. So please do. If you like the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Pass it on. Let somebody else know. Or just tell them which video within the video, a quick one to watch, so they get an idea of what it is. Because sometimes in the beginning of my video, you don't really get the essence of what it really goes into. But any which way, you guys, remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Be good to yourselves. You know what to do. This is it. Okay? The energy keeps changing and changing. It keeps getting closer and closer to 0 point. Like it's like the longer you're out of union, the more refined it gets when you get into union. So no worries, all is well. And your unions are here. So rise and be love. It was just 2:44:02 or 20. Rise and be love, you guys. I love you guys so much. I will see you soon. Have an amazing day. And don't forget to breathe and hold your breath deeply. Okay? See you soon, guys.